Hey everybody. I can't talk tonight apparently, but how's it going? We got a Friday night here. I'm excited. A little bit different night for me, but it's pretty fun. It's fun to do mix things up a little bit and try out a little bit different nights with some of these live streams. And so tonight I'm really excited. I got somebody I've gotten to know through chats through Instagram or through YouTube, and then also being on his channel. So I was excited to be able to have him out on mine as well. So I'm not going to waste any time. We got the movie club tonight, Friday night, and we're going to welcome on. We got Eddie of Eddie's Films and Stuff. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? How's it
Uh,
going, Corey?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
Sweet, sweet. Doing good, man. Doing good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Oh, I appreciate it. Like I said, I had a lot of I had a blast on. We did a 50, like our top five 50s movies on your channel with a
Hmm.
great group of people. It was
Yes.
a really good time, and even before that though too, I was like, I got to have Eddie on here sometime and just talk movies, collecting,
Yeah.
whatever it comes up. But
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It's been a while since I need to jump back on those top five of the decades. It's been a while since done one of those, but I think I've only done one after since the 50s. I've done the 60s, but I've yet to do the 70s. So
okay.
hopefully I can get back on track with that series soon. And I mean, love to have you back on one of those as well.
Oh, I do it in a heartbeat, for real. But I'll say We were talking about this a little bit backstage too, where like real life stuff and everything that's got going on. It's hard to keep on track with some of these things, and I know I do that too. And it's a lot. You got a lot of things on your plate, so I would never worry about that. I'd just say, like you were saying, get back on track with the decades videos. You always can put
Yeah.
them out, and we'll be here to check them out.
Yeah, for sure. Appreciate that, man. And that's kind of like where I am with YouTube right now. Just it's been kind of hard to find the motivation, to be quite honest. Like I
Yeah.
haven't really been in the, or like you said, just life happens, get busy, family, work, and YouTube's kind of taking a backseat. I've even found myself watching less of people's content, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But still watching movies, still watching everyone's videos when I can. But yeah, I'm not quitting. So
Oh
if
yeah.
anybody from my channels watching, or anybody who's familiar, I'll be back. I'll definitely will come back. It's just hopefully sooner rather than later. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I think anybody that follows you understands that. I mean, I think that's just a normal thing in life where just there's things that come up that just take precedence over other things. And,
yeah,
family, life, those things, you got to take care of that first and spend time with that. And then when you can get to these other things, people follow you will still be there.
yeah. And I doubt anyone's just waiting around. When's Eddie gonna post his next YouTube video? It's just
Well, same with me too, man. Same with me, man.
yeah, man. I remind myself, like I'm not this big channel that everyone's just relying on, depending on for content. We all have those people we follow, like, oh man, I love this person's content.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a fan of some bigger channels that I would, it would suck if they stopped making videos.
Yeah.
Like just some that come to mind on top of my head. Uh, Cody Leach, that's a
Oh
big
yeah.
big
Yeah.
YouTuber, movie
Yep.
reviewer. I love his horror content.
Yeah.
Just people like that, bigger channels, bigger names that, yeah, yeah, like, hey man, I'd love to hear his take on this, or his
Yeah.
review, his opinion. And yeah, I don't think I'm nowhere near that. So
Oh,
I'm
me
all
either,
right.
man. No, me either.
Yeah,
Me
this is
either.
just for fun.
Yeah, no, I'm right in the same boat with you too. So like just like you're saying there, when you watch some people like that, which I've watched a lot of his videos as well, uh they have such a personality and like
Yeah.
they just so natural with it. I always feel like I don't know. I got a ways to go when I watch some people like that. But, like you said, we do this for fun,
Yeah.
to hang out, to meet people, talk about movies and as long as we have fun with it, that's all that matters, right?
Agreed. Yes, absolutely.
We got some great people jumping in the chat. I'm going to run through just some of those real quickly, and then we'll keep on chatting here. But we got Movie Hunter in here saying evening, everyone. Thanks for jumping in here. We got Unplugged in here saying hello from the UK. Hello from the UK. You always jump in here, and I appreciate the support. Collector Movie Man saying hey Corey. We got Holland Oates in here saying, "Hey, Corey and Eddie."
Holland.
Holland, what's up, man? A lot of people saying hi back and forth. We got Collector Movie Managers. I just wanted to pop in and say I'm actually watching my 9th scary movie for spooky season. Oh, cool.
Oh, sweet.
Hey.
9. That's a good number.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a good
Have
number.
Have fun with it. And thank you for jumping in and just saying hi. We appreciate it for sure. I had Holland. We got Nikki, my honorary mom, in here saying, Corey, Eddie, saying hi to us.
Hi there.
And I wanted to say thank you, Corey, for liking what I ordered from Walmart. Oh yeah, man, you've been ordering up some stuff, man. I've been cutting back. You're still going pretty good. So
Yeah, same
maybe
here,
we'll get
man.
into that tonight a little bit.
Yeah, I've cut back quite a bit.
Yep. It happens. Especially now. But I'm actually watching Sixth Sense tonight, and that's my 9th scary movie. That's a great one.
Great pick, yeah.
Yeah, have fun with it for sure. I'm going to jump past some of the hellos back and forth. If I miss anybody's, throw it out there. It's not on purpose. Repeat it if I miss something, if you're asking a question or doing something. But we'll take a look here. I'm actually following you and on YouTube, Eddie.
Sweet.
Instagram. Cool.
Thanks, man. Yeah, appreciate that.
We always appreciate it.
Yeah.
Diggs, what's going on? Saying, hey, how are you? We're doing good. How are you doing? Coming from the Twitter side. That's what the Twitter
trying
side.
To see, is that like a Cowboys logo on the profile picture there? Is that
I can't tell.
Diggs the
Diggs, you'll have to let us know. Is that something you designed yourself, or is that a team that we're just not recognizing? Scolder's in here saying hello. Hello, Scolder.
What's going on?
I like Kent's channel, but I'm only like it. I like it. His physical media report. He never does any reviews that I want him to do for some of the movies. I mean, well, that's where people that do their channels, they got to do what fits for them, and that's where if you're missing, if you don't see a review that he's doing that you think should be out there, maybe that's one you can do yourself. And jump out there and try it out.
Yeah, Ken does a lot of good content. He's another one. Yeah. When I mentioned Cody's channel, he's another one that like he puts a video out. Like I want to hear his thoughts. I value his opinion. He's a good dude for sure in the kind of collector side of things.
Yeah, Ken and Michelle they're good people. They're really nice. Not that I know them really well, but the interactions that I've had in the past, they're good people. Adrian James in here saying, "Hey there, guys."
What's going on, Adrian?
Jumping in here for Married with Media. Yep, it's cool. They have their channels, the channel together. Yep, saying hi to each other. Got Jeff in here saying, "Good evening, my friends."
What's up, man?
Thanks for jumping in here. Always I'm trying to always do the balance between talking with who I have on and going through the chat, but I always like to at least say hi. Somebody's jumping in saying, hey.
For sure, man. I always appreciate when people join. Like, I know they could be doing anything else, especially on Friday night, and they're hanging out here, which is awesome, man. So definitely always like to bring them in, have them part of the conversation.
Absolutely. No, I'm the same way. Adrian saying, I just put on Nightmare 2. All right, cool. You got a good night in front of you then. Laren, what's going on, man? Saying, Will,
hey, Laren.
Good evening.
Laren.
Always like seeing you, man. Movie Hunter saying, being a steelbook collector myself, how do you two feel about the ever climbing prices to $50, $60 for MSRPs for some of those steelbooks?
You want to take that one?
No, I don't care. I'll just throw it right there. I don't like it.
Oh yeah, same here, man. Same here. I mean, I'm hesitant to spend that much on even a boutique label. Use something from, let's say, Second Sight, Arrow, those nice box sets, those premium box sets. It's rare that I even dish out the cash for those. So a steelbook to me, in my opinion, it's even, I don't want to say lesser than those type of editions, but they don't come as premium in my opinion. They don't include the booklets, the essays, all those special features. So for a studio title to be at $50, $60, that's just crazy to me. You wouldn't catch me buying one of those. No.
That's what's crazy when you look at, okay, there's some boutique label, so you throw out like Second Sight or something like that. Like, like, oh, it's $60 for this set, but it's a hard box. Might be a
Yeah.
steel book, might not be in there, but there's a booklet, there's art cards, there's all these and extra features on the movie. So I don't just think that's an automatic buy for me, but when I compare that to just a straight up steelbook that
Yeah.
is MSRP at $60,
And then that Deadpool and Wolverine one, they're trying to
that's
get you
the
to
one
buy
I'm thinking
both.
about.
They're
Yeah.
trying to get you to buy both. Like they want you to buy because they know collectors will buy both, which is crazy.
There will be people that will do it, and I'm not blaming those people, but I just can't do it. I can't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, same. I'd rather. And I see a comment here by Holland, which is super true.
Sorry, I haven't got there yet.
No, I'm already seeing the bottom comments. But he just says like $60. That's 3 Criterions. I'd rather own 3 different movies for the same price of one steelbook. Like,
Oh yeah, no, it's yeah. So yeah, Movie Hunter, we don't like it. It's crazy, especially when you get spoiled for a little bit there. Before Best Buy stopped carrying steelbooks, there was a lot of those line gates, and even some of them are older movies, but you get some pretty cool steelbooks with slip covers and everything for like $20.
Yeah, I mean that's what I miss about the Best Buy days. I used to walk in there and see a random steelbook for $20, $22. I found some of my favorite steelbooks that way, just walking into Best Buy, and $20, you get a real cool looking steelbook.
Oh,
Like you mentioned, the Lionsgate ones, man. Yeah, we need to go back to those days.
there's a lot of good days there, but we got Mark in here saying, "Hey everyone, hey Mark, thanks for joining in here."
What's up, Mark?
Like I said, I'm gonna skip past some of the highs back and forth. So if I miss anything, let me know. But Unplugged was saying, what are you guys watching for this Halloween season?
Ooh,
You got anything that you got lined up? If not, I got a couple I can throw out.
Yeah, I have a list saved, so I'll just pull that. I'm not gonna list all of them, but some of my
top picks.
Yeah. I guess I'll list off some of my like first time watches.
Yeah.
So some that I'm watching for the first time is going to be Dawn of the Dead, 1978, George Romero. So might even watch that one tonight. So we'll see. Scanners, my unopened Criterion.
Yeah. You got to get those Criterions watched, right?
Yeah. I got to find a way to do that.
I got to do that too.
Suspiria. I have. I got that from. I don't know. I believe it might be Orbit with a slip cover and everything. So that's a 4K. So I'm excited to check that out.
I just watched that earlier this year, and I bought that from Orbit as well.
Oh yeah. So what'd you think? Like positive?
Positive.
All right.
It's different, but I'm not saying that in a bad way. But it's just different than what I've watched. But I would say positive.
Okay.
Especially that 4K. You got the 4K.
Yeah, the 4K. So
the colors just pop on that like crazy. But.
Sweet, good to know. And I'm seeing actually a poster behind you. I watched that for the first time a few days ago. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it. It was good. Probably, I wish I liked it more, but I did enjoy it. I kind of did like a little review on it on Letterboxd, but I just mentioned how I really like the story, the premise, super interesting. The setup I feel like was done really well, but then everything just came to an end. I feel like it was rushed. I feel like the ending was just kind of rushed. Like, let's get through this. And I just would like to have seen it a little bit more fleshed out. But I mean, I enjoyed it. I like the style. It was awesome. Roddy Piper?
Roddy Piper.
Yeah, there you go. He was awesome in that role.
That alleyway fight scene that goes on
forever.
That
just kept going and going.
Brutal.
That was like, awesome.
One guy's dead. Nope, they got back up and they're just going at it again. But
yeah, that's definitely one of the most memorable parts. I enjoyed it. So yeah.
Well, good. I did a couple. Well, so recently, Mike, Mega Mike Movies Channel, he did a kind of a community challenge where it's like you spell out the month of October, and each letter of the month of October you think of a movie that you'd recommend. And I went to I want to get some more things watched in my collection that I haven't seen, so I kind of switched it a little bit and was trying to make it first time watches. So I'm starting to dig into that. One that I'm going to watch this weekend, I think that was going to be for one of my O's, was Oddity. I have
Oddity, okay.
not seen it yet, so it's first time watch, but I've heard a few people recommend that to me, so I got that on my list for maybe this weekend.
Okay, nice. I actually haven't seen it either, so don't
Yeah,
have much
it's
to
a
say.
newer one, and it's right now it's on Shutter. I happen to have that,
Okay.
so I'm gonna watch it off of that. But
All right, nice. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I haven't jumped on the Shutter train. I mean, I've had free trials of it, so I've tested it out, but yeah, I don't know that I have enough streaming services.
oh yeah, believe me, I'm right there with you. This one was accidental, where I did a free streaming service and I didn't cancel it in time, and I ended up with a year of it. So,
Oh,
uh,
there you
but
go.
I'm using it. I'm using it though.
Yeah.
I'm using it. I don't know if I'll keep it after, so I'll have to look at that. That's actually going to be coming up to an end here pretty soon. But no, I've gotten some good use out of it. But I'm right there with you. Yeah, I sometimes it gets out of hand how many streaming services you can end up getting,
Yeah.
and I don't know if I'll keep that one or not. But I've enjoyed it for the time I've had it. But we'll see. I don't know yet. But Unplugged was saying, I just watched Lesbian Vampire Killers. Wow. That sounds like an interesting watch. You'll have to let us know what you thought about that one. Or don't if it was bad. I have not heard of that one before.
Yeah, no.
Holland was saying $60 for 3 Criterions. Oh my gosh. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
And that's on sale. That's
Yeah,
on sale.
yeah.
That's the
Better
50%
than
sale.
better than spending the $60 on the steel books, like you're
Yeah.
saying.
Well, that's true. That's what I was just talking about with some people. I know some things have gone on sale, but there's been some big box sets of 4K movies that are the same or less of that price, and you get like anywhere from 4 to 6 4K movies. There's been like the Columbia Classics Volume 3 that went
Hmm.
down to like $66, and it's like 6 4K movies with a nice book and box set. There was the Paramount Scares. There's the Volume 1 and 2 that went below what $60 was, and you got like 4 4K movies and a nice box set with it. And I was just saying that makes it hard when you see some of that stuff drop down in price. It wasn't the initial price of it, but when you see that drop down, when you get all that compared to one
Yeah,
movie, that's tough.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I haven't did my toes in any of those Columbia sets.
Yeah,
I just prefer to buy movies like individually. That's just kind
I
of how I like to collect more.
I can see that.
But yeah,
I completely understand that. The Columbia, I do have it. It's behind those pictures right there. But that Volume 3, the only reason I grabbed that is because earlier it dropped down to $66. There's 6 4Ks, and there's
yeah.
movies that I like. So I'm like, I can do that. But the other ones never dipped down that
Yeah.
low. So I
I
have
mean,
not
that's a
grabbed
good
it yet.
deal. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess at that price, it's kind of hard to
It's not
pass
too
up.
bad.
Yeah,
As long as you like enough of the movies or
right.
want to see enough of those movies. We got Cal in here saying Wilkster and Eddie, nice duo. Thanks, Cal. Thanks for jumping in here.
Yeah, thanks, man.
I'm gonna try to jump through some of these. We got, hey Trini, what's going on? Trini was saying I was paying $50 to $70 for overseas steel books. Out the game now, and my pockets are happy. Yeah, well, I understand completely.
Yeah, man. Collecting gets so expensive when you start discovering all these different like websites and like importing and all this stuff. And there's just like a whole another little corner of collecting that like because when I started, I'm sure most people start off just buying like studio stuff, walk into Best Buy back in the day, Walmart, your new releases, and then you start discovering all these boutique labels, steel books, sites, places like Second Sight. Just it's just a whole it's a whole other thing, and I haven't even fully explored all of those avenues, but yeah, it would just be too expensive. I just keep it simple.
Well, but that's the thing. Now we're talking about it's not hitting those prices looking at overseas imported titles. Like we're talking about domestic, like
Yeah,
studio title, steel books,
yeah.
whatever. I say all things all the time, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Steel
no.
books. But like those going for those prices, and that's whew.
Yeah,
I
and
want that to cap and start going back down again.
because that's what's that Disney, no, putting out that Deadpool Wolverine. They're, I mean, money hungry.
Well, and there's a lot of people I know that pre-ordered it on Amazon, and we're like, most of the time they'll like start off really high and they'll start bringing it down and you get the lower price, but they're like it's getting too close and they're not bringing the price down. And
Yeah, for
I heard
something
people
like that.
canceling it.
Yeah, I don't blame them. For something like that, I would probably just wait for like this the slipcover edition to maybe drop a couple bucks and
I think that's what
jump
I'm
on
going to
it.
do too, man.
Are
But I'm
you
even
like
having trouble with like I sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. What were you
no,
going to say?
no, it was just gonna be a question. Like, do you like more of a slipcover steelbook? Do you have a preference or
Um I'm okay either one. Steelbooks, anymore, I'm almost not going to them as much. I love them, so not a knock on them, but I almost get like too protective of them. Like, oh, I got to put the plastic bag on them now, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
do I don't want to. I want to handle them right, and um, so I love them, and I think there's some that are done really well that look really cool, but I almost feel like I'm tiptoeing around them a little bit, like I don't want to hurt them or something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, no, I get
um,
that.
how about you? What do you think about them?
Um I've definitely slowed down on buying steelbooks. I used to buy a lot of them. But I guess one of the reasons I slowed down was because they just became kind of more scarce out in stores. Like I used to love the whole Best Buy exclusive thing. I'd go on
Yeah,
release day and it was a whole thing. But ever since that went away, I haven't really been buying too many steelbooks, to be honest. I mean, occasionally, I'll see one and the artwork would just like pop out, like, oh yeah, like that's sick. I need to order it. But yeah, no, I haven't really. I mean, but like you see, I don't really have a preference, to be honest. It just depends on the movie, the
yeah.
price, all that stuff kind of factors in. But yeah, I like both.
No, I'm the same way. But I've even found myself now even pulling back farther. So of course, if it hits like $60 or plus, I'm like, no. But I have some pre-orders. I was just talking with some friends. I was seriously thinking about canceling some that were $30 or just over $30. Uh that's where I'm like I'm almost pulling back farther where I'm like no, like 30 dollars for one movie still like right now that's hitting me kind of hard where I'm like that it's
Yeah,
feeling like it's more than it was 6 months to a year ago kind of a
yeah.
thing.
Well, I remember back when steelbooks would come out, like at Best Buy, they would be what, like 34.99, $35 with taxes. It'd come
At
out
the
to nearly
most, yeah,
nearly
yeah,
$40
yeah,
sometimes. So yeah, and I would buy them.
yeah. Well, I
So,
would too. So no judgment, I was right there too. But I think so have you found that with everything changing right now, like everything's more expensive.
oh yeah,
No matter what you think about things, I think everybody going to the grocery store or filling up a gas tank, whatever, you can feel things are more expensive. So have you felt like your collecting has changed quite a bit? Like let's just say this year or last 6 months that
oh
you've
yeah.
have changed your perspective of what you're buying and how much you're buying.
Definitely, man. I remember when I first got into collecting, maybe I'd say like I started collecting maybe around 2018, around that time period. And I used to buy everything. I mean, I used to go into Target back when, of course, physical media was more accessible in
Yeah.
stores. I used to come out with like 10 movies. Well,
Oh
because
yeah.
again, because I had just started collecting, so I didn't own most of
You needed
titles.
everything,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Like, oh, I don't own this movie. I didn't own anything. And I
Yep.
guess now that my collection has grown, um, I own most of my favorites. I own a lot of the movies that I want to own. Um, yeah, that's not happening anymore. I'm not coming out with 10. I used to go to Best Buy and spend just like $100 on movies that were just sitting on the shelf, just random movies, new titles. They used to have older titles sitting there, and I would just grab things that I needed or I thought I needed and wanted. And yeah, man, no, like what was the question again?
Just changing your like buying and collecting habits over the
Oh,
past like
right, right,
year
right.
to 6 months, like the prices of things, if it's changed how you approach that.
Yeah, so now like if in a month, if I mean, if it's a heavy month, I'll buy maybe 3 to 5 titles at the most.
Yeah.
At the
Yeah.
most, like on a heavy month. That's lately, like the last year or so.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, definitely, and that has a lot to do with, like you said, like just budgetary
Mm-hmm.
reasons, and um, just the fact that I also own a lot of the stuff that I already want, and a lot of the newer stuff coming out. You know, catch it on streaming. I'll also, like, my mindset has changed a lot. I don't feel like I need to own everything. I just, if I watch it on streaming and I feel like it was fine, and I don't need to buy that, and it's fine. I feel
You
like that's just
enjoyed
a,
it and you're good. You're
yeah, like
good
I
on
don't
it.
really need to watch that again,
Yeah.
or just, and I've started to kind of sell off some of the movies that I just know I won't watch anymore,
Right.
just to make space for movies that I want, actually care for,
Yeah. So is that part of the shift too that you've seen where maybe less blind buying, or like, oh, that's cheap enough, I'll just buy it, I don't know anything about it, and just maybe more focusing on movies that you enjoy, that you want to have in your collection, or not? I'm not trying to
Mm,
put words in your mouth.
no,
I
no,
just
yeah, no. I mean, I still blind buy. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna lie.
okay.
Like, even though, like, even especially during Criterion sales,
So is that your
I mean,
blind buy
that's,
that you're
yeah, I do a lot of blind buying on Criterion sales,
Mhm.
and even regular, even boutique titles, studio titles. Just to give an example of some recent, like, releases, Poor Things and Challengers
Yeah.
from this
Yeah.
year. Like,
Yep.
I blind bought those because I
Yep.
didn't watch them in theater, and I just wanted to watch them. And funny,
Yeah.
I haven't even seen them, which is crazy, just because of the, I'm trying to catch up on so many things. But, like, I'll still occasionally do the blind buying, but um yeah, I mean, I've definitely slowed down. It's just, there's just certain movies that I know that I'll probably enjoy, or it's just certain movies that, I today I have enough money for it, so I'll go ahead and jump on it.
Yeah.
Uh, so yeah, it's just kind of like that. I mean, I,
No,
I,
very
I-
cool.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like I said, it's I think a lot of us are hitting that point with budgets and life and everything, and prices going up, and the movies they're asking for more of them, or more for them. It's seems like to be a common story going
and
around
I guess, like,
things.
one of the reasons why I still blind buy is because part of the way I collect is wanting to see things in the best quality possible,
Yeah,
and the fact that I've already invested so much in, like, a 4K TV, a sound system, a decent sound setup, and you just want to watch movies for the first time in the best quality possible. Like, especially if you're watching older movies from the
yeah,
50s, 60s, those 4Ks really make a difference. It really enhances the experience, in my opinion. So, like, I'll take a gamble on those movies. Like, yeah, I'll blind buy this because I really want to watch it in 4K quality, rather than, let's say, streaming it, but it's not going to look as good.
yeah.
So I'll take a chance on stuff like that. But uh, yeah, that's why I still do a lot of blind buying. I mean, just film discovery is just part of the reason why I collect.
Yeah. No, I can see that completely. And then plus, if you got the equipment, you invested in the TV, the 4K player, everything like that, you want to use that to what it's meant to be able to get to. So, no, I can see that for sure. Um, I'm going to run through some of the comments. I know I've fallen behind here quite a bit, but I'm going to run through just a few of them here real quick. We got Scolder saying, so far I've watched 57 films during this Shocktober 2024. That's a lot. Oof,
That is.
that's a lot. You're beating me, man. Beating me. Cal was saying They Live is so good. I'm shocked there was never a sequel to the movie. Should be 20 to 30 minutes longer though. Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I that was one that I mentioned that I kind of would like to have seen remade, just to look at, like, a modern take on it. Or, oops, hitting my table there.
Oh, I do that
But
all the time.
um, but yeah, I feel like that's one that I would like to be remade. Maybe that'll ruffle some feathers for people that hold it near and dear to their heart. The nostalgia factor. But that wasn't one I grew up with, so I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
Are there many John Carpenter movies that have been remade? Off the top of my head, I can't.
I'm bad. I'll admit, like, people, if That's funny when you start doing this and you start doing some of these things on YouTube talking about movies. Like people want to test your knowledge, and I'll be the first to admit, like you'll beat me. You probably beat me. You'll probably beat me.
No,
But that
same.
doesn't mean I don't enjoy them, and I don't know some things. But I'm not ever claiming to be like the grandmaster of trivia knowledge
Oh
for
yeah, yeah.
movies.
No,
But
we all have, every film fan has their blind spots. Every
yeah,
cinephile has. There's always that movie that they haven't seen, or
yeah.
it's just
Some movie that
impossible.
somebody can't believe you've never seen, but you might not
Exactly.
have ever seen it.
I have a lot of those.
Oh, I do
I'm
too.
not ashamed to admit. Yeah.
I'm trying to start working on one of mine was the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
You've
So
never seen. No, I'm just
I
joking.
I know, right? I know that's a response I get. Like, cancel your YouTube channel right now if you're talking about movies, Corey.
Are you even a movie fan, bro?
You are a movie fan. So I've seen the first one now, but I got the second, the other two.
Yeah. No, dude, I recently just watched those for the first time, maybe like 2 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
But they're good.
So you're just a
Definitely.
little ahead of me. That's all
Yeah.
right. No, it's funny, but that's what's there's always something that you just have not come across before. But I know I was going to catch up on some of these. Laren was saying, so glad you like ITN, Eddie. The fight scene in They Live is my favorite cinematic fight scene. That one goes on for a while too. And it's
That was good.
brutal. They go for it.
Just when you think they're done, nope.
Yep, they get back up and start going again. Let's see what we got. Good morning. Oh, hey Prince, what's going on? Good morning, everyone. Tragic week happened to me, but I'm here. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. I don't know what happened, but I appreciate you jumping in, and I hope all's well, for
Yeah.
sure. Look, man, we got. Hey Corey, thank you for the kind messages recently. Oh, no worries at all. That's tough. Yeah, no, I'll just leave it at that. Not to go into it too much, but I've been there, and it's tough, and I appreciate you jumping in, and just saying hey. I hope you all are doing well for sure. We got Mika in here. Hey Mika, Corey, so glad to hear you're checking out Oddity, our favorite. I know. So you're the first ones I think that mentioned that one to me, that recommended it to me, but I had a couple others after you. But Mika, I think I'm gonna say you're the first to throw that out. So I saw it's on my. I put that on my October challenge, and I saw it's on Shout or Shutter. Sorry, I always say Shout Factory, but Shutter, and I have that. So I might be watching it this weekend. So yep, thanks for recommending it to me. Got hellos back and forth. We got D. D, what's going on? Saying hello, Corey and Eddie.
Hey.
Saying happy Friday to everyone. All
Yep.
right, I'm going to skip by some. Sorry, I'm trying to truck. I always try to get better at doing this, but I always fail, it seems like. So if I miss anything that you threw out, let's see. And I at least want to say hi to people that jump in like 80s made. What's going on? Subscription services are the worst.
They kind of suck sometimes, man. Those speaking of prices going up, those subscription prices are getting out of hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. Like I'd hate to cancel my subscription services. I just like having those options available, but it might get to that point where I have to start canceling some of these because and then I look at how often I actually use them.
That's
And
the
there
thing.
be times where I maybe watch one movie per month from, let's say, Max. I saw one movie from Max this month, and I'm paying. Well, I actually have it in a bundle, so I recently got the bundle because it ended up being cheaper. I was paying for Disney Plus and Max, which was those two combined were more expensive than the Max Disney Plus Hulu bundle. So I ended up
the new thing they got out now.
Yeah, so I ended up just doing that, but that's how they get you, man. That's how they get you right there.
They pull you in. I'm right there with you, and I canceled quite a few that I had going on too. Like I got to the point where it's too easy to start subscribing, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, how many logins do I have? How much am I paying? And how many things am I actually watching on any of those? So then I got to where like, okay, how about you just cancel all of them, Corey, except like 2. And then if you're enjoying those, keep them. If you get bored of one of them, maybe take one away and subscribe to a different one, like see
Yeah.
what they got for a little bit. But I was, yeah, I got in the trap where I was subscribing to a lot of them, and I definitely I was not getting my money's worth out of them.
Yeah,
No,
definitely. And then
not
they're
at all.
cracking down on those password sharing, so
Yeah.
it's hard to share
Yep.
accounts.
I just did that for my son. So, I was talking earlier. My son's older, out of the house. He's in the Air Force, and he was using our Netflix, and they started cracking down on that. And so, they added a feature for that though, for a really discounted price. You could add an additional user
Right.
to it.
Yeah.
So I did that for him, so he could use that. It was kind of my like, like being nice to my kid, whatever. But I was like, that's just funny though, where I don't know. That's where I'm
Yeah.
like,
No,
you start to get nickled and dimed
yeah,
sometimes.
seriously. And like what really pisses me off is that when you can't watch, when you have the plan that you can't watch at the same time,
Yes.
like
Yes.
my daughter will be watching Netflix in the living room, and I want to watch something, let's say on the iPad, on Netflix, and like
Yeah.
it's like you can't. Someone's already watching Netflix. You can't watch Netflix. Like, bro,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
I'm paying for this, No, I'm right
Yeah,
there with you, man. Skolder was saying, I'm glad I've never hooked up on the custom Steelbook game. You're
yeah,
probably better off.
yeah.
Sometimes. Sometimes there's some good prices on some of them, but man, some of the recent ones have been crazy. And I know a lot of people will say like, "Oh, that's just what they threw out for the initial price. It'll usually drop down." I'm like, "But to start off, I don't know. That it blows my mind to start off at like $65 for one movie for a steelbook." I'm like, "No, where do you come up with that dollar amount?" It's almost like they're fishing. Like,
Yeah,
how
they're
much more
just
can
yeah,
we like
exactly.
push it? How much more can we push it on this? But all right, I'll stop complaining about that. But Prince was saying, reminder everyone to love each other every day. Life is always and will be precious. Absolutely. I'm still in pain and mourning about the passing of Liam Payne. One Direction. Sigh. So hard to process. Oh, I'm sorry, but I did hear something about that. I'm sorry you're having trouble with that. And I know there's a lot of people that are in the entertainment industry that people really connect with, and it's hard when they pass. I remember being at work when the news came out when Michael Jackson passed, and I remember people I worked with, really closely with that. They had a lot. They had really had a really hard time with that, just because of the connection, and some of the memories they had with the things they put out there. So, yeah, I'm sorry
Yeah,
to hear that, Prince, but hopefully it goes well for you, man. We got Chilo in here. Chilo, what's up? Say what's up, Corey. Hope all is well. Doing good, man. Good to see you. I'm gonna run through some of these. Wow, you guys are
oh no,
people.
yeah,
They're
yeah. I was
they're
about to
doing
say,
faster than I can keep up with.
about to say you got a lot of peep showing up for you tonight.
That's all right. Well, maybe they're showing up for you, man.
No, man, I doubt
No,
it.
we'll say for both of us. We'll go
Yeah,
with
there you
that.
go.
Movie Hunter is saying Steelbooks rule. So we got a lover of Steelbooks right there. 80s Made was saying, I'm done with Steelbooks unless it's a nice chunky box.
Nice chunky box.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Some steelbooks just really just grab my attention when I see the artwork, and it's like, yeah, I'm getting that. Like, just a recent example. This is a movie that I haven't even seen. Speaking of Blind Bites, The Wicker Man, which is
Oh,
wait, is it
the
online?
original?
Yeah, the
Yeah,
original.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
was that a Lionsgate? I think it was a
There
Lionsgate.
was a Lionsgate. There was a UK, like a Studio Canal put
I think I
out
got it at Best
one.
Buy.
And they have that would be the Lionsgate version. Yep.
Yeah, it has like
It
that
had the
slip cover
slip.
with the really
Yep.
nice artwork. Kind
Yep.
of. Yeah,
Yep.
that one was. I wanted that one. Um, yeah, there's just some steelbooks that couldn't say no.
Yep. Have you watched it yet?
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm
I'd
gonna
be
try
curious.
to.
I want to talk to you after you watch that and see what you think about
All
it.
right, I'm gonna try to add it to this month's watch list. Although it's continuing to grow, and
Oh,
I
dude.
told myself that I did the 31 movies last year, the
Yeah.
31 on October, and it was
That's
a challenge.
impressive.
It was a
Yeah.
challenge. this year I was like, I'm just gonna add a couple movies. I think I had up to like 20, which is kind of what I watch around in a month, about 20 movies at most.
Yeah.
So I was like, let me add about 20. I think I was like up to 24. No, I don't recall, but I'm up to like 26 now
Okay.
because I've just been adding and like, oh, I have this horror movie in my
Yeah.
collection, or I got this recommendation, and my watch list is up now. It's I might as well just do the 31 like at this point. Like
You're not that far off of it.
yeah. So I want to maybe add that one as well. So yeah, I think I'm like, I don't know how many I've seen so far, but I think I'm like maybe 10, 12 in so far. So
Okay.
I got some catching
Yeah.
up to do.
No, that's okay. This is going to be my busy month or months coming up here for watching movies because it gets super cold and snowy and everything in my area where I live during the winter. And and it gets dark super early. So yeah, movie watching goes way up the next few months for me. So
Nice.
we'll see here, but I'd be interested. I'm gonna write a note. I want to circle
Yeah.
back. I'm not saying good or bad, anything. I'd love to talk to you even offline after you watch that Wicker Man and get your thoughts. Just see what you thought about it. But
Yeah, for sure. I'll let you know.
yeah.
I won't forget. I'll watch it soon. I'll do it this month.
Don't feel pressure. I'm just saying, like, I'd love to. It's kind of
No, I
fun when
need
you
to. It's
watch
in
a
my
movie.
collection.
Okay,
I need
yeah,
to
like,
watch it.
yeah. I was gonna say it's nice to get those checked off your list, right?
Yeah,
If I already
exactly.
own it, to be able to
Yes.
watch it. But we got Johnny in here saying, "What's up, cool kids?" Thanks, Johnny, for jumping in and saying hi. We got people saying hi to Johnny. I'm gonna run through some of these really quick. D was saying Chilo and I would go to Best Buy and Target for Black Friday to pick up $3 to $15 movies. Yeah, those were the days. Yeah. Now, once in a while, Amazon will do that, but I'm kind of wondering if that will change with less people selling them too, you know?
That's true. I mean,
But Black Friday was
I,
always a big day to pick up a bunch of movies that you didn't have in your collection.
yeah, that is true. I don't know. I don't want to say that slipcovers play a big role in me buying a movie. But I am more likely to buy one if it has a slipcover. Maybe
Yeah.
that's stupid, but I know a lot of
No,
people feel that way.
it's your collection.
Uh,
It's your
yeah,
collection. You do what you want to with it, you know?
yeah. I mean, I own a ton of movies without them, but it just does play a small role. And just buying off Amazon, kind of like, oh well, might not come with a slipcover.
You don't
Yeah,
know. Yeah, you
yeah.
don't know. And
So
if you're walking through a store, that's what I miss too. If you're walking through a store, you can look at it, take a look
yeah,
at it. Does it have it or not? Whether either case, what shape is the case in and everything, especially a
yeah.
steelbook, you know?
Yeah, you could pick out the best one, make sure it's not damaged. Yeah, I miss those days. That was part of the fun of collecting. Because like you mentioned, I mean, just one of my earliest memories of collecting. I mean, I wasn't really a collector at that point. I would just buy the occasional DVD, Blu-ray, whatever. I wasn't a collector,
Yeah.
but just being at home and like back where I lived back when I lived with my parents, we didn't have a good internet service, so we lived kind of on the outskirts of town. So uh, streaming wasn't really a thing back then. And even if I think Netflix was maybe just starting out, so
Yeah.
even then, the connectivity wasn't very reliable.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, what are we watching tonight? Let's go buy a movie at Walmart. Let's just go look through the $5 DVD bin, pick something out, watch it for the first time. Or
But that's so much fun.
yeah, that was part of the fun.
Yeah.
I think it was right around the time Blockbuster was maybe kind of getting going out of business, but yeah, man, those are just great times, good times. That was Blockbuster days. I feel
Well,
like that plays a huge role in most collectors. Like that's kind of like a common theme. Like
oh, absolutely.
Blockbuster was, renting DVDs. That was a big part of our lives. And I mean, nostalgia is a powerful thing.
Absolutely. But even without that, to go buy a DVD for $5 and you're not watching it by yourself. So like compared to like I love going out to the theater, but if you have a night out with your family, so there's 3 or 4 of you and you buy one $5 DVD, you all can have enjoyment of it. That money that $5 goes a long ways, like to have a good night. And
Yeah.
it's easy to do a blind buy for $5, compared to 30,
Yeah.
40, 50,
and,
60.
and we'd watch those DVDs like over and over
Oh,
too. Like there'd be
absolutely.
so many times where I'd watch a movie and then as soon as it's done, pop it right back in, watch it
Yeah.
again, and
Or the next night. I'd have some that I loved like a part of it where I would go back, like we'd watch the whole movie one night, and then maybe the next night or the night after, I'll be like, "Oh, that shootout scene was awesome," and I just go back
yeah,
and like skip to that chapter, and watch
yeah,
that part of it. Um, but that
yeah.
I was gonna say, if that $5 went a long ways.
One thing I regret about Blockbuster, well, for myself, that I would do at Blockbuster is I would rent like the same movies over and over. So instead of like
You're not the only
discovering,
person. Yeah, no, you're not the only person.
I wish I would have taken a chance on more movies and discovered more that way. Maybe I'd be more considered more of a cinephile movie fan. But I just watch the same movies like over and over.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And there's so many people that did the exact same thing, or even owned a movie, even if you didn't rent it. If you own the movie, watch that same movie over and over again. And no, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I understand what you're saying though. Like I always wish I branched out a little bit more with some of my viewing as well, but I would never judge anybody. Be like, oh, you rented that movie more than once from Blockbuster. I did that too. So there's probably plenty of people that could be guilty of that for sure.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What were you
No,
gonna say?
no, I was just thinking like, yeah, because like you were saying about just branching out, because when I was younger, I wouldn't really uh I wasn't into horror too much because my family wasn't really big into horror. My
Sure.
parents didn't really watch horror. I actually wasn't allowed to watch horror.
Same here.
So
Same
and
here.
so so I think that's one of the reasons why I love it so much now. It's because I've started to discover it, and I discovered it later in life, and I just really grew to appreciate it. So yeah, just that's a fun part about just film discovery and watching new genres, new directors, actors, whatever it may be.
So getting into that, so you dive into horror a little bit more. You didn't grow up with it as much, if your parents didn't. And I was right there with you too with my parents. But is there anything, leading into, Halloween time now? Is there anything that you either picked up that you like to rewatch now, or um, anything new you haven't seen yet that you want to see leading into the quote spooky
Spooky
season?
season. Yeah, no, I mean, I find myself kind of coming back to the original Halloween. That's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
become a favorite of mine of as of the last, I would say the last couple years, like for maybe 4 or 5 years.
yeah.
Um, that's really become like a horror favorite for sure. I want to give Halloween 3 another chance because I've only seen it once and I wasn't big on it. I didn't, and obviously it wasn't for the reasons that most people didn't like it
Right,
originally, the whole Michael Myers not in it, but it
right.
wasn't, I just wasn't really my cup of tea at the time. But I feel like I've really seen a lot of movies since then and my tastes have changed. And I really have a new appreciation for that, that 80s cheese kind of thing and the practical effects and all that. Because I watched that pretty early on. So I didn't really know about that or really appreciate it. And I guess now with a new perspective, I feel like that's one that will really uh, go up for me is that Halloween 3. So we'll see. That one's on my watch list soon.
I remember watching that one as a kid, renting that on VHS, and yeah, that was one. The Halloween 3. That was one that I remember we started watching it, and we wondered if we got the right movie or not. Kind of not poking fun at it, but it is a departure from the first
Yeah.
two. Yeah. So, well, cool. It's those are good ones, and But what's cool is I've seen more people have appreciation for the third one
Yeah. It's
more
it's grown.
recently.
It's grown.
Yeah, it's
I
grown
feel
on
like
people.
another one kind of just came to mind as right now. On Trick or Treat. Like I
Oh
really
yeah.
really enjoy Trick or Treat, and I have the Arrow 4K
Oh,
coming in, so it should be on
nice,
the way right now. So
nice.
looking forward to rewatching that one. But yeah, good stuff. Good stuff.
So that's always fun when you buy something cool and you got to wait for it to come in. It's kind of like Christmas Day where you gotta,
Yes.
like. So I got one right now too, where I ordered through Orbit. I ordered the UK collector set of A Nightmare on Elm Street, the 4K of that, the UK set of that one.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And I think it's supposed to be coming in early next week. So I'm not mad. Like they've had so much crazy stuff going on in their area. So
yeah.
even the fact that they're up and running
Yeah.
is a miracle. And yeah, I'm the last one's gonna send an email, and be like, "Where's my
No,
movie at?"
yeah,
You know,
and
like
Orbit is sorry.
they are awesome.
Yeah, they always ship
They're
out like really fast. Like,
they're awesome. They're awesome. If yeah, it takes a major catastrophe like what they experienced to have a delay in their shipping, and so it's nuts. So I appreciate them so much,
yeah,
and I will not complain one bit if it wasn't on the day I thought it was going to be here, because it's at the end of the day, it's only a movie, and they're dealing with some real world stuff. And
yeah,
I appreciate them still trekking through it and working and getting things out. So, but I will be excited
well,
to see the 4K of A Nightmare on Elm Street when that gets
yeah,
here.
yeah. I recently saw the new 4K. I got the Steelbook version.
Nice. Yeah.
So yeah, that I just saw that. It looks really good. I was
Yeah.
happy
So
with
you were
that.
happy with it?
Yeah, I liked it, man. I liked it. It
Yeah.
was good. I'm solid release.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good to hear. I always love hearing fans of the movie throwing out like, "Yeah, it was good," and
Yeah, and that's another one that I just discovered like maybe what 3 years ago. So not
yeah. Well, that's where it hits at different points where, I'm older than you, I'm assuming, with all my white and gray hairs and
You're
everything.
looking
But
young though. You're looking young, man.
I appreciate it. I'll take it. I'll take every comment like that I can get. But I do remember watching that on cable at my cousin's house, because I didn't have cable where growing up. But my cousin lived in town. We'd go in and we'd pretend to be asleep. Everybody else go to sleep, and then we'd turn HBO on again, and watch movie. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, A Nightmare on Elm
Oh
Street,
yeah,
some of
that's
those.
awesome.
And so I have a lot of great memories hanging out with him, watching those movies. And so this is one of those I'm really excited to get in and
Yeah, for
watch through
sure.
that and
Yeah,
see
I
what's
never
up.
saw any of those, man. Growing up, the Texas Chainsaw, the Friday the 13th. I mean, I've seen them now, but growing up,
Yeah.
I missed out on all of those. But
Do you remember like a early, sorry, my dog's barking. My
nah,
family's
you're
playing
good,
with a
man.
dog. So yeah, I'm super professional. You'll hear my dog barking and
No
everything. But
worries, bro.
so do you have any horror movies that jump out at you that were ones that you saw early
That
on?
I
Like
did
not
watch.
yeah, that you did watch whether it's
Yeah,
super scary or just not, I mean, that would fall kind of in that range.
yeah. So there's like two that come to mind, and I actually just saw one last night, and that was It from 1990.
Nice. Yep.
I caught that at my cousin's house because I obviously I wasn't allowed to watch them, but like they were. So
Yep.
and I remember that one really freaking me out as a kid. Like that one did a number on me for sure.
I can understand
Uh,
that. Yeah.
it was freaky. So that one was good. I didn't like it as much this time around. It wasn't as scary, obviously, but it's still decent. But
Oh yeah.
another one that I guess I wouldn't really consider this like. I mean, it is horror, but Cujo.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Oh, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah,
That scared me as a kid. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
yeah. I watched that one. For some reason, I was allowed to watch that one, even though
Yeah.
it's. But that one also scared me as a kid. It kind of traumatized me. I was scared of dogs for a while. So when your dog barked, it kind of like had
Yeah.
PTSD moment. No, I'm joking.
No, but for real though, like I always grew up on a farm. We always had dogs around, like multiple dogs, and that was the first time I saw a movie, and that's the first time I looked at one of our dogs as like they could maybe do that, like
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, no, I'm right there with you. That one freaked me out as
And
a kid.
they like I know that movie really put what is it, Saint Bernards kind
Yeah,
of in a bad light for a long
yeah,
time, which in reality they're like one of the most
pretty
gentle dogs.
docile.
So it's like
Yeah, yeah.
that's intense that they were
that
able to do that.
that's not the one to be worried about, or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I was right there with you. Yeah, that was the first time where I was like, I always grew up with dogs, and they were always so friendly. And to see that movie, that was the first time I ever thought that they could do something like that. Something could happen where they would go that direction. And no, that one freaked me out for sure. I'm right there with you.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, Prince was asking, Corey, I can't talk much today, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to remind you my trademark question. So Prince likes to ask, He jumps out here. He likes to ask people out here, what's your serotonin movie? Like a movie if you're down, you're feeling down, down and out, you're in the dumps. Is there a movie you could put on that would get you in a good mood? It doesn't mean it's your favorite movie in the world. And tomorrow it could be a different one. But like a movie you could put on that would cheer you up, put a smile on your face.
Yeah, I mean, I have to think about that. I'm pretty sure there's a few of them. It'd have to probably be like a comedy.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we gonna even
I
come
mean,
back to it?
right?
Or go
I
ahead?
guess, yeah, no, I guess a few pop into mind. Like Back to the Future is always just a
Oh,
fun
that's a good
time,
one.
feel good
Yeah.
movie. I mean, classic, can't go wrong. Super Bad always makes me laugh.
Yep.
I just find that movie hilarious. And this might be a weird answer, but Titanic.
Oh, really? I gotta hear this. I gotta hear it.
It's just
Why?
like one of my earlier memories, like in the theater.
Yeah.
Like I saw that, like that's one of the first movies I remember watching in the theater, and it just gets me every time, man. I just love that story. It's just like a beautiful story, classic. I mean, the
It's
the
a
the
good one.
music, I mean, yeah, it's just everything's perfect. That's like a perfect movie to me. Um, and who doesn't love like a young Leo? Kate Winslet. It's just great chemistry. It's
Both of
just
them. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So that's just a good. That's just. I mean, I don't want. I was about to say it's a good time. It's not really a good time,
I say that all the
but
time with movies. There'll be like a horror movie. I'm like, oh, I had a good time with that. And I'm like,
people dying.
that didn't sound right. That didn't sound right. It was a good movie, or whatever.
Yeah.
But no, I do that all
It
the
just
time.
kind of takes me back. Yeah, like I own that one on VHS. Like I have the
I have the
Blu-ray, the
VHS of that one.
4K.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just childhood.
I've not bought the 4K of that yet. You have it?
I do.
So
Yeah,
did you watch it on the 4K
I
yet?
haven't seen the 4K yet,
Okay.
unfortunately.
I was gonna ask what you thought about it because I have the VHS and I have not upgraded since then.
Oh, okay.
So, that was one I'd probably buy sometime. But I also thought that might be one, maybe a Black Friday. This Black Friday,
Yeah,
they might have a good sale on it. I don't know. We'll see.
maybe. I know there was like a minor issue with the disc, so um, I know there was like a replacement thing set up
Oh,
in
okay.
place, but I think it was like a minor audio issue where something wasn't auto. I don't know. I honestly don't know what it was the actual issue, but yeah, they sent me a replacement for that one, so
Okay.
I haven't checked it out though.
I'll have to look at that. I'm way behind here. I'm going to jump through just
Yeah,
a
yeah,
couple.
go for it. Go
Sorry,
for it.
but these are far behind. But Michelle, thank you so much. Married with Media. So we got Michelle and half of the Michelle and Ken show. I'll say the Married with Media show. Say, hey guys, happy weekend. Yes, we're very excited for the weekend. We're here. We're doing it. D was saying we do a lot of blind binds too sometimes. Sometimes you get some pleasant surprises through doing that sometimes. 80s Maid was saying blind buying is a way of life. Yeah. I know, but like some people are like, but I also, everybody's collecting is different. Like there's some people I know, and I don't blame them at all, but they will not buy something unless they've seen it and they know they like it. And that's what they're going to buy and put it on the shelf behind them.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, like everyone collects for different reasons and different
Exactly.
ways.
For
That's
sure.
the fun part.
Yep. Movie Hunter was saying found some great movies on Blind Buy. Yeah, I've been there too. I've hit some duds, but I've come across some good ones too. So, Scolder was saying I've cut down on blind buying a lot. Only a handful of labels I trust with it. Yeah, it kind of sounds like that with you too, Eddie. Right? Like you. Does it sound like I'm not trying to put words in your mouth, but like Criterion, maybe you'd lean into blind buying a little bit more than some others, or do you have some labels that you would go blind buying on more than others?
There's definitely labels that I've blind bought from, but Criterion is by far the most. Like as you can see, the shelf behind me, like
Yeah,
that's all Criterion right here.
yeah.
There's a few like Arrows, and then like even fewer Kino Lorbers.
Yeah.
and some of them were blind buys, but obviously Criterion is just far and away the most.
Yeah. No, there's some good ones. I will admit I have a small collection of Criterion compared to a lot of people, but I've ran into some really good ones and some good blind buys within that too. But So that's where I'm like, sometimes I kind of have different levels of blind buying. There's blind buying, like I've never heard anything, somebody's never told anything about it, and I buy it. Then there's
Mhm.
other ones that I've never seen, I don't know anything about it, and some people I know are like, oh, I enjoyed it, and then I
Yeah.
go jump out that.
Yeah.
So levels
There's
of it.
levels to it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Um, yeah, I don't usually buy a movie that I have absolutely no clue about. Like I have to at least
Yeah.
have heard something about it or be familiar with the director or the actors. But yeah, that's just kind of how I do it.
Yeah. It's hard when you don't know anything or have not had any feedback on it at all. But
I've done that though. I'm not gonna lie, I
I
have done
have
it, but
done,
more
no, I
so
have
with
done.
Criterion.
Hmm.
Criterion is guilty of that.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
guilty of that.
A lot of people are. A lot of people are. Larry was saying, "Leave, they live alone." Perfect. Yes.
Hey, I didn't
Several
say
bad
anything bad
comments
about
this
it. Did I
week.
say anything bad about They Live?
No,
I
I
don't
don't think
recall.
you did. No, I don't
I
think
think
you
I just
did.
said I would like to see it be remade, which I
Yeah,
don't think
right.
that's a bad thing. But
No,
I mean,
Larry's like,
that just means I want to
no.
see more of the story. Like I just want to see more of it in a different way.
That's funny.
Although I did like it. I was a fan.
That's funny. 80s Maeve saying, we're all on the same journey. That's the great thing about talking movies, for sure. And everybody's a little different when they're collecting of it too and everything. But no, we're on the same journey for sure. Paul was saying, gotta go. Bye bye. Hey, thanks for jumping in here. I appreciate it. We got Anthony in here saying, what up, everybody? I'm probably way
What's going
behind,
on?
but Anthony, if you're
Probably.
still in here, thank you. Sorry. Like I said, I'm still a rookie with all this. So I'm going to jump by some of the real quick highs back and forth. Being nice to my kid or whatever. I wish Corey were my dad. Oh, Holland. Oh, Holland. Anthony was saying these streaming services are cannibalizing each other. There are just way too many of them. Things were so much better when it was just Netflix and cable. The hard thing is when there get to be so many of them, they get split out, and sometimes even if you have subscriptions to a bunch of them, you don't know where something is.
Yeah, true.
So I could see that for sure. Trini was saying having a few streaming services is like paying for cable. Yeah, it could be. Yep. We got Larry in here, Horcat Dad, saying, hey, folks. Thanks for jumping in here, man. Saw your stream earlier for a little bit. Glad to see you. Trini was saying, Anthony, I watch all of them for free. LOL. Yeah, people have different ways of doing things. Jumping through Cinema Inspire. What's going on?
Oh, Alex, what's up, man?
Alex, we were on the stream together, right?
Yeah, he was on there with us. He was
the 50 stream, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I'm so bad. And even on live streams, I get my brain buckles under pressure, I think, sometimes. So anyway, I had a great time on that stream. I thought that was a lot of fun. So Alex, cool to see you jumping in here saying, what's up, boys? Just joined and heard Wicker Man, planning on watching that this month.
Oh yeah, that conversation was a while back, huh?
Yeah, sorry. I'm bad.
No, you're good, man. We're just having a good conversation.
Do you ever find that though? When you're doing live streams, it's kind of it's weird balancing act.
Yeah, it's hard to juggle the talking to your guests and then keeping up with the chat and then thinking of what to say. It's definitely a challenge.
And then I forget my name. It's like it's really easy. Johnny was saying driving home, and I'll catch you back in. Yeah, thanks for jumping in here. We got Dell in here saying what's up. If that's been a while ago, I hope you're still in here, Dell, but saying hey. Always love seeing you dropping in. I'm going to try to drop through some of these really quickly.
And if you hear any background noise, I apologize. My daughter's playing with her new microphone and speaker.
Hey, you're going to hear my dog barking probably more too. So we're good. We're good. We are good. I love it.
Yeah, it was like an early birthday gift for her. So her birthday is the day before Halloween. Oh. And yeah, we couldn't wait to
She's
just.
gonna be so good we're gonna get a copyright strike or something like that. No, does not bother me at all. Like I said, my dog was barking earlier, and he'll be barking probably again before too long. So, Larry was saying Halloween 3 is great. Yeah, I'm behind. Mika was saying yes, can't go wrong with Halloween 78. The original for sure. I'm going to skip by some of these just to kind of get going. Alex was saying my first horror memory was Saw. My sister wanted to go to the theaters and she walked out. I was about 11 years old. Oh, I'm way older than you, Alex. Thank you for letting me. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Funny story with Saw though. Oh no, I'm thinking of a different movie. But yeah, it's funny when you have some movies that at the time were so scary that people were getting sick and wanting to walk out, and
Yeah,
now people are talking about Terrifier
they're
3.
saying, yeah, I was about to say, but weren't they saying the same about Terrifier 2 also? Like, is it
Yes.
just kind of like a marketing
Yeah. In
gimmick
the
type of thing?
first, I
But if
remember a big thing I saw in the theater was Blair Witch Project, the first one.
mhm,
That one, that was the big thing on the
yeah,
local news and everything, that theaters were putting trash cans around the theater because people were getting sick, and everybody thought like, oh, it's so scary. People, it ended up being that people were getting motion sickness from the shaky cam.
yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
yeah. And I even went and saw that one. There was a moment of that movie where I had to shut my eyes for a little bit and just, I don't get motion sickness, but there was a moment where I'm like, I just got to shut my eyes for a little bit. But
Yeah, man, that's one that I need to rewatch. It's another one I need to add to this month's list, but
yeah.
it's been a while for that one. I think I've only seen
But
it
you've seen it
once.
before?
I've seen it once,
Okay.
but I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan, but I was falling asleep. I need
I
to give it
wasn't
a
a
fair
fan
shot.
either. No,
I
I
need to
wasn't a
give it a
fan.
fair shot. But yeah. Was this? Have you only seen it that one time, or
That's the only time I've ever seen it in the theater.
okay?
That's the only time I've ever seen it. So maybe I need to give it another chance too. But no, that was the only time I saw it. Got Tony in here,
Yeah,
Basement Blue, saying hello or good
yeah.
evening. Uh,
Um.
maybe that was a long time ago, but
Oh, hey Tony, what's going on? Yeah, that was another thing like I was thinking about when you were saying that, like just the different I guess like generations or eras of movie watching where we've become desensitized, where something like Terrifier 2 is out, which is extremely intense,
right,
gory, but then you think back to even, I don't know, wasn't around back then, but 50s, where in movies like it's portrayed, audiences in theaters, I don't know if it was really like that, but audiences in theaters are just screaming and throwing popcorn, and it's such a tame movie, from the 50s, 60s, and
from
like
what
I
we were
wonder, yeah, so I wonder,
seeing
like,
of
was
them.
that an actual representation of how audiences reacted back then for movies like, I don't know, like Night of the Living Dead or something, just as an
Yeah,
example, versus now, how far how far they
yeah,
take in the horror and the gore effects. And so it's just crazy because at the time, like, that was scary. Like, that was the worst that they've seen.
yeah.
So it's just interesting.
I have not, and I don't have anything against them per se, but I have not seen any of the Terrifier movies at this point. Have you?
I've seen the first two,
First two?
which I didn't really like the first one too much. The second one I did like a bit better, but um, I mean, it's not like my favorite type of genre. That
Yeah,
all that whole gore, over the top, pushing the boundaries on how far they can go. I mean, it's not
yeah.
really. I mean, I like the Art the Clown as a horror icon. I think he's pretty cool and iconic. But
It's a good character. Yeah,
I think two is definitely a pretty bigger jump from part one. Part one was okay. It was on, but two definitely, with the addition of that main actress, Laura Laverne. I
mm,
think she really elevated that movie. So
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I'll check out three for sure.
yeah. No, I have not hit any of those yet. I have the second one on my shelf back there. I got from a good friend, well, Tony, that's in here, but
Oh, nice.
I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it yet. Van Ghoul's in here saying hello, guys. Hey, Van Ghoul, thanks for jumping in.
So
Uh, tell there was room on the door. Hashtag rose with the villain. That's funny. I know a lot of people that will jump on that a little bit. A lot of Van Gool saying, I do buys based on what you guys say. Wow. That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, well, like just like YouTubers or like us specifically.
Yeah. Don't do it on me specifically because I feel that might be too much pressure for
Because
me.
if it's me, you probably haven't bought something in months because I haven't talked about anything, posted videos.
Well, I'm right there with you, man. Tony was waving at people. Prince was saying, "Okay, here's a new question: favorite movie villain?
Oof.
Do you have a movie villain that you really like?"
That's a good
That's a
question.
hard one.
Tough.
We can
Yeah,
even
it's
come
a
back
hard
to
one.
it if you don't have it right now. But
Yeah, I guess I'll think about that one.
yeah, we can come back to that one for sure. That's a tough one. Prince has got he always has some good questions, but they're not always easy. Van Gool is saying, "Happy, how about a villain?" Wait, sorry, I'm reading things wrong. Happy, how about a villain you ended up liking more than the hero? How about a villain that you liked? Okay, sorry, man, I was reading that way wrong. So like, you watched the movie and the villain you ended up liking more than the hero. Wow,
Like,
that's a tough one too.
yes, yeah, like rooting for the villain in a way, or
Maybe, yeah. We might have to come back to that one too, Van Gool.
I mean, does Jason count as a villain? Because I was
Hey,
definitely
go
rooting
for
for
it.
him most of the
Yeah,
time. Those annoying camp counselors.
I say that counts. I say that counts. Do you have a favorite Friday the 13th movie that you go to? Or if you don't, that's
I,
fine too. But, or,
it's probably going to be unpopular, but I've only seen them all once,
yeah, no, it's
so
fine.
keep that in mind. But the ones I probably had the most fun with were the remake.
Oh, yeah.
and
No, that's a lot of
and
people say that.
yeah, and Freddy versus Jason.
Okay. No, that's cool. I get a lot of grief because I really like um, uh, the, is it New Blood? Yeah.
But that's your favorite.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
I get grief for that one.
No, I mean I can see it. It's because like each one has its own like
Well,
kind
and
of
it's
little.
different for each person when you watch it. And
Yeah,
yeah, so, but I could see the remake. That was good. Jason definitely took a different turn in that one. Like, it was a fast,
yeah,
methodical Jason. Like, he was planning traps and stuff. And so I could
yeah.
definitely see that.
I kind of like how they combined a lot of elements from a lot of the original Friday the 13th movies. Like they took a
Yeah.
little bit of each here and there. Um, but yeah, the first time I watched that, I mean, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but that first, like, what is it, 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
I was just like shocked what was going on, and my jaw
Oh,
dropped.
yeah.
But yeah, and then that new 4K is awesome too. Like, I'm so glad that got like a really cool Arrow release.
You have that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
That was a
I
good
don't
one.
have that one yet, but I'll have to watch that. I have so right now I have the Scream Factory. Well,
Oh,
the
that.
Scream
Oh,
Factory
yeah.
Blu-ray set of all
You know,
of them.
I almost bought that one. I saw that it was on sale recently. I think it was as low as like maybe 90 $85 around that range.
I got a pretty good deal on this one when I got it, but it was way before the Arrow 4Ks and things were being talked about.
Yeah.
So I'll have to see, but I'm pretty happy. But yes, that's fun. That's a fun one.
I mean,
Sure.
yeah, that's definitely a nice box set. I mean, if I was a bigger fan of the movies, I probably would have bought it for sure.
Yeah. No, it was a pretty good deal when I ended up getting it. But 80s Made was saying blind buying boutiques tends to hold their value. If you hate it, someone will want it. I could see that. Yeah, there's a lot of them. I know people that do that with the Vinegar Syndrome subscriptions. So there's some people that buy that subscription where they get all the
Right.
VS titles like through the year, and they just sell the ones they don't want. And I don't know. I've heard some people say they end up covering their costs by selling off the ones they don't want. But
Yeah, I don't doubt it. People
know.
pay a pretty penny for some of those. Not me,
Yep.
but
No, I'm too hesitant.
I think I own like 2 Vinegar Syndrome titles. which
I
I
probably
think,
have two, and they're like partner labels. They're probably not even like the true Vinegar Syndrome ones. But
yeah, I
Tony
think
was saying
it's
I've had some nice surprises with blind buys. Yeah, I'll agree. I have too. I've had some not so nice surprises, but I've had some
some
nice surprises as well.
some stinkers, but some good ones as well.
Yep. Yep. Van Gool saying I like watching videos like this and seeing what movies I gave I've not seen. Yep. So a lot of times you get suggestions of things you haven't come across, but sorry, I'm trying to keep up here real quick, and then I'll start talking to you again. Sorry.
I'm still trying to think about that villain. I don't know.
Oh, I know it's
It's
a hard
hard.
one.
So many good ones.
Johnny was saying, okay, as soon as Corey mentions me, I pop back in. Yep. Yep, pretty much. Huck, at least at one point, I'm probably way behind, but Huck. So look at these two studs. I appreciate
What's
that.
going on, Hook?
Huck saying that. It means a lot coming from you. I appreciate it, man. All right. Sorry, I'm going. Alex was saying Blair Witch freaked me out. It had me and my buddy cuddling in one blanket. I want to watch it again soon because the second sight release looks amazing. So I've only seen the original the one time in the theater. I should watch it again. That should be one I go back to again.
Same here, yeah.
I'm rushing here real quick. Wow, you guys are awesome. It makes it
Yeah.
hard for me to keep up. I love it. I love it. If I skip anybody's like really important thing, I appreciate you jumping in here, but I'm not meaning to skip it. But I'm just trying to keep up here a little bit and at least say hi to people that have jumped in that I haven't seen. But so okay, I'm gonna put a star in that for right now. But Eddie, with your channel, like I said, I had a lot of fun coming on. Alex was jumping in here too earlier. He was on that stream too. We did the 50s stream. So I know with this whole thing, I'm the same way too, where it takes a lot and there's only so much you can do. You got real life stuff, you got family, everything like that. But do you feel like your YouTube thing is something you're gonna, march on with, and you're still excited to do some things with going on in the future here?
I mean, it's definitely something that I want to continue. I don't see
Yeah.
myself stopping, anytime soon. It's just kind of taking a pause for the time being. Just like kind of this particular moment in life, it's not really a priority.
Yeah.
But I always have fun doing them, and even doing stuff like this, like just the fact that I created a YouTube channel and made videos, lend kind of led to this conversation. So just
Yeah.
the fact that I've met people through here and continue to join people's channels, that's part of the fun for me. But yeah, like I definitely plan on going back to making content at some point, especially I feel like I find myself making a lot of Criterion content.
Yeah.
So with the sale coming around, more than likely I'll post some videos about that, because that's next month. I want it November. Sale should be coming up. Yeah, so hopefully, and I can see myself, making some videos. No promises, but I can see myself making some videos about Criterions. Yeah, I guess I kind of just, like I said, maybe lost a little bit of motivation to find the time to make videos, and I kind of struggle to really know what direction I want my channel to go in. Like, what do I want to prioritize? What kind of content do I want to make? And I don't really make it for I do it for myself. I do it for myself. I love the fact that people join and watch, and but if nobody watches, that's fine. I'm not gonna like stop making videos because nobody's watching. I just do it for fun. And
I can completely see that. And I don't think it's like a lack of you doing anything with it. I think it's a normal thing a lot of people are doing with YouTube, where you just are balancing out real life with doing YouTube. So it doesn't mean you don't like it or you're not putting effort into it, but you have I mean, you got a family, you got other
Yeah.
things going on. So you got important things going with that. So you just kind of do it when you can and when you can enjoy that. So that'd be cool. So I know you enjoy Criterion movies, and if the sale's coming up, that'd be cool to see, like, maybe throwing out some of your suggestions, like things you've seen,
Yeah.
maybe recommendations
And
of people to go check out. And
yeah, and I like to make videos that I watch. So like
yeah,
I like to watch haul videos and recommendation videos, and so that's the kind of content that I like to make. Like, what would I watch?
yeah,
And if people want to gravitate towards that and watch, like, awesome, like, thank you. Like, I make the content for, obviously, yeah, myself, but also, like, yeah, I know people enjoy watching these type of videos, and just the fact that somebody would want to sit through a video and watch me and listen to my opinion when, again, I don't feel like I have. Sometimes I get that kind of, like, imposter syndrome. Like,
oh, dude,
why would somebody even want to watch my videos? I don't know.
no, absolutely,
But I mean, some people do. Like, I recently put out a video. Well, I say recently, but it was already maybe 2-3 months ago. Just a random video about my thoughts on 4K and
yeah,
whether they're worth buying. Just my opinions, based on my experiences. And a lot of people started watching that, and I gained quite a few subscribers since then.
nice,
Um, I think I was like on the lower end of 500, and after that video, I was nearing. I'm at this point right now. I'm like one way from 600 subscribers.
nice, nice.
So I like that video
I'd
had a lot
love
to
it if
do
it
with.
got past that tonight. If anybody's in here that has not subscribed to Eddie, I have his link in the
Thanks.
description of this video. Do that. I would absolutely get a blast out of him going past 600 tonight. I would
Yeah,
love that. You'll
that'd be
do
cool.
it without me, but I just get a kick out of that.
Oh yeah,
So
thanks. I mean, I'm not doing a very good job of like selling myself right now,
no,
but
people do go do that. You're such a good guy. I had such fun hanging out with you. Like, we've met
same.
in other streams, like in chats, or even just commenting back and forth in videos, whether it's yours or somebody else's. Uh, and then I got to come onto your channel to do that 50s top 550 stream with you and Alex, and in the group, and I had such a fun time with it. And John,
Yeah,
was on there
John,
too.
good
Yeah,
guy.
and um, it was such a good time. And that's like things I love people doing things like that. And I'm glad you did it, because I don't know, it's a good time to come and hang out with people and talk about some similar interests like that, and hear new suggestions of movies. Like, there's things that maybe they're not like super deep dives, but I just never came across them before until
Yeah,
you all brought it up when we were talking about those movies on the stream. So I would love that. People, if you're not subscribed to Eddie right now, go out there right now. I know he'll pass it without me, no problem whatsoever. But I would absolutely love tonight, when we log off tonight, that he's over 600 subscribers.
yeah.
That would totally
Thanks,
be a
man.
blast.
Appreciate it. Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
But I was just gonna add to that because speaking about like views and all that, like I was saying that 4K video got quite a few views. I mean, I don't recall right now off the top of my head, but it was pretty up there. And I think that the next video I posted right after that was just actually had a conversation with Alex. He was on here right now,
yeah,
and we were just talking about a Criterion release. So it's like just a casual conversation, Criterion review of that All That Money Can Buy. I don't know if you're familiar with that title,
yeah.
but it was just us talking, and I don't think it even broke 60 views, and the other one was thousands of views, and it was just back to back. And it's just like, okay, like this is the content that sells, this is the content that people want to see, and that's fun for me to make. I like talking about my opinions and 4K on 4Ks, but Criterion and just having a conversation with a buddy, like that's fun for me too. And I don't care if the view difference is that huge, like it doesn't matter to me at all. I just do it for fun, and
Yeah.
like that's, if I have the time, if I have the motivation, the energy, like I'll do it, like because I like talking about movies. That's my passion. That's one of my hobbies. I'm not into a lot of stuff. I'm not like a big outdoorsman, hunter. I don't travel a lot as much as I would like to, but movies is kind of where my free time. Oh, watch a movie. Have some free time. Friday night, Saturday night, watch a movie. That's fun. Brings me joy. So
Well, and that's why you're pushing 600 subscribers. You know, like people are wanting to hear that too. And I think you're just a genuine guy. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of people that have run into this where you're very easy to talk to. You're very genuine and are just easygoing about how you deliver what you're talking about with your collection and things you enjoy. And I think with approach like that, like people gravitate towards that. So
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
yeah,
Yeah, I just try to kind of, and I see the same from you. Like when you're on your lives, just being yourself. Like I feel
yeah,
like the people that I watch more are the people that are just themselves. They're not putting on some fake personality. You
right,
know, they're not trying to do everything possible for the views. They're just talking, and
yeah,
they're just sharing their opinion. And those are the people that I enjoy watching because it just feels like you're talking to somebody you know, and I feel
yep,
like that's relatable. You know, and I don't I never try to, especially when I would do more haul videos back then, like early on, I would do more a lot of
right,
haul videos because I was truly buying a lot of movies, and like we were talking about earlier, I've slowed down, so I don't do as many of those haul videos.
yeah,
But I never like, I need to buy this because I need to show it off in a video, or I need to get this released because I need to talk about it. Like, no, like if I'm not gonna watch it, if it doesn't interest me, I'm not gonna buy it, and I'm just gonna I'll blind buy a lot, sure, but that's just how I collect. Like
right.
that's just how I collect. Like I blind buy a lot. Um, because yeah, if I only bought movies that I seen and enjoyed, my collection would probably be like half of what it is right now.
Yeah, yep.
So
No, I can see that for sure. I know this might be a tough question, but like looking forward with your channel and what you enjoy doing with it, do you see, like continuing, and it's not a good or bad, like either way, but do you see continuing on what you're doing? Do you have anything that you're thinking about, like itching to branch out to talk about on your channel? Or like I said, doesn't mean it's a bad thing, or just like, you're having fun with what you're doing. And once you have time, get back into it or,
um yeah, I mean, like I mentioned, like I don't really know what I want my channel to be like to focus on.
yeah,
I just know that I want it to be about movies, obviously, and
yeah,
you know, sometimes occasionally I'll talk about, you know, some collectibles and things that interest me. You know, I can like some Funko Pops
yeah,
and
yeah,
little things like that that I just like to show off. But I mean, I have some video ideas in mind, but again, I just haven't had like that push to make those videos or to, you know,
yeah.
record them. But I mean, I really enjoy talking about issues that collectors face, you know, just like real things.
Oh yeah,
Like 4Ks, like that video I was talking about. Is it worth it? It's just my opinion. These are the pros, these are the cons, and that's how I feel. I'm
right,
not gonna get into all the tech specs and, you know, the details, but from what I've seen from my experience as a collector, you know, this is what I think. And maybe some people agree, disagree. I think someone commented like something like dude, like we don't need a video on this. Like it was like, okay, then don't watch, man. Like
don't
why'd you
yeah,
click on the video
exactly.
then? Like
Exactly.
I it doesn't bother me at all like that
Yeah,
somebody said that, but like it's just, yeah, like I'm just posting my opinion. I'm just sharing
right,
what I think, and maybe some people feel the same way, like, and think like, you know what, like, yeah, I agree. Or maybe someone's on the fence. Maybe my video will help. I know there's tons of videos out there with maybe way more knowledgeable people that they can watch those videos, and but they stumbled upon mine, and
yeah,
maybe mine's the first one. Maybe mine's the one they connected with for whatever reason. And if someone can gain some knowledge or different perspective, like, cool. Like I'm
yeah.
glad you know, I'm glad I helped somebody out. And because I know when I was starting off, I would look up those videos, like
Oh
these
yeah,
reviews or opinions, because you just want to hear what people say. And if you hear somebody, even if your opinion is different from theirs, but hey, you know, they're being real or they're being honest, like I value that. So
yeah.
I would follow. Those are the people that I would follow. But I know I kind of strayed away from that YouTube question,
No, no, you're good. You're good.
content,
That
but
it all relates. It all relates. Yeah.
but yeah, just like I like doing like those decades, favorites of the decade. Just, you know, I
Those are
want to get
fun.
back on
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Want to do some like favorite director
Yeah.
rankings. I need to finish watching some of those director filmographies to do
Yeah.
those. But yeah, just always just movie related, physical media related. Uh, yeah, I guess once I maybe start buying a little more, I'll do more of those like hauls again. Those are always fun to make.
Well, and some of the content you put out too, you don't necessarily like, this is not me saying what to do or anything, so don't take it this way. But yeah, buying stuff is fun and to get it in and review it. But like some of the content I think you also can hit on too is, regardless if you're buying something and have it in your hand, like that whole like 4K, is it worth it or not? Um, that's probably a question a lot of people. That was a great topic to take on for that video. I think there's probably a lot of people have probably asked themselves that question. So that's cool that you hit that. So there's some of those topics and some of those things that you can like talk about. I think that regardless of you buying something physical to talk, I mean, you can still talk
Yeah.
about certain issues that a lot of collectors might have on their mind.
Yeah, and it's like it coming from a different point of view, because everyone's collected for different
Right.
amounts of time. Like some people have been collecting since the Laserdisc days or
Yep.
DVD days, and they have a certain point of view on 4Ks and the upgrade. And people have different types of equipment and different generations. Like so, we all just have a different uh, perspective to bring to the table, and I feel like everyone's opinion matters. And yeah, like so I that's why I enjoy talking about those kinds of topics as well. Like this is my perspective, like this is my point of view.
Yep.
Someone my age, my
Yeah.
demographic, this is what I think, and this is my position in life. I'm not spending thousands of dollars on
Right.
equipment. This is just a normal guy. This is what I think.
Yeah. And I think that can relate to a lot of people when you're the normal guy, like you're not doing something like purchasing crazy amount, of things. But that's what I always appreciate, listening to other points of views too, where you and I, so like just talking about the two of us talking right now, we're different age groups, we're different parts of the country, but we have a common interest and we can talk about that and bring our own, what we've learned in our collecting experience to the table to talk to each other about that. And it's always, I don't know, I always have a good time talking to other people and just hearing what they think, and everybody brings something to the table,
Yeah,
like something a little different. You're going to have a different take on some things than I do, but that's good. It's fun to have those conversations. And you get something new from talking to, you know, people who are not exactly like
yeah,
you.
yeah. And because I mean, especially for me, like I live in a somewhat small community, so
Me too.
everyone's kind
Me
of
too.
been we all have similar backgrounds
Yeah.
around here, so it's cool to talk to people who have been through different, like you said, different parts of the country.
Yeah.
And it's just fun and really valuable to listen, to what you have to say and to learn from other people that have been through different, just different things in life. So
Yeah.
it's always cool.
Yeah. I think you can always take something from that, people's their experiences, but then also even like I always have a pad of paper and a pen next to me because even just talking outside of experiences, like movie recommendations, like there's like so many times I'm
Yeah,
just like talking on these things, like somebody will bring up some movie that I'm like, I've never heard of that before. And they're like,
yeah,
how have you not heard of this? And I'm like, well, I wrote it down right now and I'll try to watch
yeah.
that next
Like
time. But
like lesbian vampire killer. That's, I
right.
mean, right.
I
No,
that was a new one for me too.
I don't think it's going on the watch list, but good to know it exists.
Hey, hey, there's always something out there to check out, right? But
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Jeff was saying, I've always enjoyed Eddie's content. There you
Thanks,
go.
man. Appreciate
See,
it.
we
Yeah.
got a fan there. Um, I'm gonna jump through some of these really quick. Like I
Yeah,
said,
go for it, man. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I appreciate everyone like chiming in, hanging out with us. Like
I
that's
love
pretty
it.
cool of them. Yeah. I mean,
I absolutely love it. That's why I love doing the live streams. I have a hard time juggling everything, but I love people jumping in and saying hi or dropping their comments in here. Johnny was saying, "Oh yeah, Criterion sale next month. Time to go broke again."
yeah.
I I'm holding back quite a bit, but there are a couple. If it comes up again next month here, like it usually does, there's a couple I might go for. Do you have any hot top Criterion that you are shooting for? If
I
those,
probably do. I have a wish list that I keep. So I'll just look that up. I don't know if you want to run through some comments while I look that
yeah,
up.
I'll do that. Yeah, sure. Hollow was saying, All right, guys, let's get Eddie to 6,000
Oh,
subscribers.
6,000. I was trying to get to
I don't have
600.
that. I don't have that much pull. I might have like 2 or 3 pull, but not thousands. But hey, we'll take whatever we. Oh, hey, I might be way behind, but Nikki was saying subbed now should
Oh,
be
thank you.
601.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Nikki. Oh, like I said, anytime I do this, I know the people will get there without my help, but sometimes it's kind of fun to do a live stream and see that.
Yeah, it's always fun.
You know, it's always fun to do that.
Yeah.
Jeff was saying all that money can be.
Money can buy.
Yep, this would be so good. Totally watch that video. Yep.
So I do have one that just kind of really stands out to me, and I actually already own the 4K, and I'm not even sure if it's coming out in November. It might not, but The Shape of Water.
Oh yeah.
Just
it's
because
been a long time since I've seen that.
Just because Guillermo del Toro is like high on my list of
Yeah.
favorite directors, and I just want to support, his films, and I do enjoy that movie. So if that's coming out in November, I'll probably definitely be getting that. But as a blind buy, I kind of want to get Paper Moon.
Oh yeah.
Peter Bogdanovich movie. And what else? I might not go too hard this month, this sale, to be honest.
Yeah.
So, but
hey,
those
that's
two
okay. That's okay. Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple of those sales where I've only grabbed like 1 or 2 just to keep it under.
Yeah.
Under. Like
yeah, I might just take the opportunity and just run through the ones I already own.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I still have some I haven't watched yet that I bought through previous sales. So, Jeff was saying Corey has helped push so many channels. Just being such a nice. Oh, I appreciate that, man. I've got connected to many different communities because of the crossovers. Yeah, it's always fun to definitely fun to do that. Oh, Prince was saying, Eddie, I'm the 600th follow on your channel. I'm honored. There you go.
Cool. I guess I made it past 600 for now. Hopefully it stays that way.
I was gonna say that's where I don't get too excited about some of mine. I like push over a certain amount, and I'm like, if it's still there in a couple days, I'll get excited about it.
Right?
Yeah. Change.
The worst part is when you post a video and you see that subscriber count drop. It's like, should have just kept that one in the drafts.
I think everybody has been there before, or even if it doesn't drop behind or below that, like it starts dropping a little bit and you have that like panic for a second, or like,
yeah,
maybe I shouldn't do that video.
I always wonder what goes through. Like they see a video, like, oh yeah, I'm subscribed to this guy. It's been a while since he posted. Let me unsubscribe.
Yeah, right.
No, but that's cool. Thanks. Well, thank you, man.
That's cool. Yeah.
And everyone in the chat who subbed, that's pretty cool. 600.
Yeah.
That's a cool
like
number.
I said, I know you would have got there anyway, but I don't know. I always have fun seeing people do that.
Yeah,
so
no, man. I mean, you definitely rush that process quite a bit. Because I don't know when would be the next time I post it.
Hey, you'll get there. You'll do it in your good time. Steve, what's going on? Saying greetings, Corey, Eddie, and Flick Friends. Thanks for jumping in here. I'm just going to run through some of the, like I said, I'm going to skip by some of the hellos back and forth. But you had fun doing the decades videos. Do you see doing any more of those going forward, or?
Yeah, definitely. I know I have 70s up next. I don't have any guests lined up for that. I don't have a date for that.
That's okay.
You
don't have to, I was kind of curious.
I have 6 movies sitting right there from the 70s, all Criterions that I'm looking at right now. So as soon as I get through at least I want to get to at least 3 to 4 out of those 6. And then I'll feel comfortable. Like, okay, you know what? I've seen enough 70s movies where I can maybe make another one of these streams. So at that point, I'll set up the panel and everything. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest, because I know like 90s I'm excited for. So many of my favorites are from the 90s. Being a 90s, I was born in the 90s, so 2000s will be fun. So many to choose from. But yeah, I've had people kind of reach out to me already, like, hey, I'd love to be a guest on there, and so I'm super down. I'll definitely back out to them. And but yeah, definitely gonna pick that back up. Just don't know when right now. But
Yeah.
as soon as I watch, like I said, 3 to 4 of those, I'll feel comfortable enough to keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. So I'll ask you. I always like asking this to people. So, with you being um as long as you've been doing YouTube and doing the whole juggling between family, real life, doing this, if somebody was going to come out here and be like, I want to try YouTube. I've never done it before. I want to get out there. Just some of your experiences that you've had juggling that with real life. Is there any thing that you would give out for any advice to somebody thinking about trying this out for the first time?
Yeah, I think the first thing I would say is like, okay, why do you want to do it?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you want to do it to make it a full-time thing? Do you want to, or do you want to do it just as an outlet? Talk about this medium that we all love. Like, because if you want to do it as a full-time thing, I mean, just to be quite honest, I don't think it's very hard and very rare for a physical media channel to get really big. I feel like you're very limited in that niche. Although, I mean, some people can do it, I know,
Right. And
but realistically, don't do it for the subs, don't do it for the views. You might get views, but just to go full time, it's not a very reliable thing, especially you look at the trajectory of this hobby.
right.
It's not looking good, but I mean, I think it'll be around for a while, but just as far as like, okay, why do you want to do it? That's what I would say. Um, but as far as like advice, I mean, I would never say like, I would never deter anybody, don't do it because for the sub count, don't do it for that. I wouldn't tell somebody that, but if that's what they want to do or pursue, but I mean, just do it because you want to, do it because you like it, do it because you enjoy it. Don't do it for anybody else, for the
Yeah.
views and stuff like that. Um, and definitely don't go out and purchase like all the expensive equipment right away. I feel like I sort of did that. I bought a camera, which was like, I don't even remember the price exactly. It wasn't like a super thousands of dollars or anything like that, but it was pricey,
Enough.
And if you look back at like my first maybe 1, 2, I don't know, maybe first 5 videos or something like that, the quality is pretty good. I mean, like it's decent, like
Yeah.
as far as video quality.
Yeah.
But then just the setup got to be like a real hassle. I would have to set up and tear down my equipment every time just because of space. So now all my videos are just on my iPhone and
Yeah.
iPhone and the mic, which is
Yeah.
all you need. And really you don't even need a mic, to be honest, but yeah, just don't go out and buy all the expensive equipment right away.
I think that's one thing. I didn't go super crazy with that, but I know I fell into a couple points where I bought some things I didn't need. And I think there's a lot of people that I talk to that have been in it longer that kind of shared the same advice you did, where they're like, just start doing it and have fun with it. But I think it's so easy to get in that trap of buying the new gadgets, the new, like, oh, if I only get this mic, or I only get this camera, or if I only get this computer, whatever, I can go to the next level with it. And you can drop a lot of money for something that, it's okay if it's a hobby or, that you're having fun with, but like just look at what you're putting into it and what you want to get out of it, kind of a thing. But
Yeah, for sure. Exactly. And just like also just knowing like what you want to be, just
yeah,
like what do you, especially if you plan to grow,
yeah.
like if you not, I mean, who am I to be giving advice on growing, right? But
Well,
I'm just
anybody that, okay, but I'll say this: anybody that's done this for more than one video, I think you still have valuable advice you could give to people. I'll just say that. Sorry, I'm gonna be
appreciate it.
quiet
Yeah,
and let
no,
you throw
no,
that
no,
out there. But
no,
and you've
thank
been doing it
you.
longer than me, so go for it.
Yeah, no, just like it also depends, like because if you truly want to, I feel like if you truly want to be someone who grows their channel and becomes consistent with it, become a bigger channel in this community, you know,
Yeah.
just know your focus. Like, what do you like? Everyone has like, okay, this guy's known for this, you know, this guy's known for this. I want a Criterion review, I go to this person. I want a 4K review, I go to this person. I want
Yeah.
boutique stuff, I go to, you know. So just like, what do you focus on? What's your channel all about? Of course, you can do little things here and there, but people got to know you for something. And I feel like that's something that I kind of struggle with from my perspective. Like,
Oh, me too.
because like, what do people know me for?
Mm.
I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
maybe like physical media, but that's not narrowing
That's
it
not
down, you
all
know?
you are, you know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah. And like, I do more stuff than that.
yeah.
So I feel like that really helps, in my opinion. I mean, I feel like, because I mean,
I'm
you think
right.
about it.
I'm right there too. I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but I'm just, I'll let you keep talking, but I'm right there too. Like, what are people going to know me by?
Yeah, like,
You know?
oh, that's the horror guy, and like,
Yeah,
you're
right.
everyone who follows you is like a
Yep.
fan of horror, and you
Yep.
gain this big following of like the horror community, you know. So
Yep.
like, that doesn't mean you can't make other types of videos, but that's your main focus. And
Yeah.
uh I don't really have that, like, but again, like, my goal is not to grow and be this big YouTuber. Like, I don't, that's not my plan. I don't, as a matter of fact, I don't want to, because then I feel like there's more of a weight on my shoulders or a
Right.
responsibility. Like, oh, I have to pump out content. People are
Right.
waiting to watch this, and that's just not who I am, or what I did YouTube for. I'm just doing it for fun and to talk about movies, because I bought all these 4Ks, all these movies, and like, I have no one to share it with, or no one to share this joy with or happiness, because
Yeah.
I mean, my wife doesn't share that passion.
Yeah.
She likes movies, of course, but she's more like a casual movie watcher.
Same in
Uh,
my household. Yep. Yep.
Friends are not physical media collectors,
Yep.
so I just wanted to share that passion, you know, and have conversations like with people like you who understand, you know, that
Yeah.
the
You're like, I
collecting.
get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
you get me, man.
Yeah.
You get me.
Yeah. No, I'm right there with you. Absolutely. So it's the same thing too. Like, I have people around me that appreciate movies to a certain level, but it's different than what I appreciate them at. And it's nothing negative against them. It's just, sometimes you get into things more than other people do. And it's cool that we have this medium to be able to connect with other people that have that similar interest with it. So,
Yeah.
um,
And there's a lot of people. Sorry, go
no,
ahead.
no, go for it. Go for it.
No, I was just gonna add, like, there's a lot of people that, like, a lot of people are like, everybody watches movies. Like,
Yeah,
everybody goes to the
at some
movies.
level.
Yeah, yeah. So like, a lot of people go to the movies. Everybody streams movies. Like, so it just kind of shocks me that it's not a bigger thing, you know, like,
Yeah,
because movies are all. But again, I get it. You know, space is a huge issue. Like, not everybody can dedicate a room, or,
yeah,
you know, there's a lot of space in their house for movies. Like, this all this thing. I have another shelf like right here,
I know.
TV right here. Like, I'm lucky enough to be able to have a room where I can put this
Yeah,
stuff, but a lot of people don't have. Where are you going to store all this stuff? You know,
yeah,
like, so I get it why a lot, you know, not too many people do it, but I mean, for me, it's worth it. It
yeah.
brings me joy. You know, it's fun.
Oh, it's a good time. And I've seen you show some videos of your room setup. So, is that the one you have some recliners in?
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
think the last time I made one of those videos was at my old apartment.
Okay. Okay. I believe that's what I'm.
I've bought a house since then.
Okay.
Um, I mean, the space isn't much bigger now than the room before, so I kind of have a similar setup. But yeah, I've actually I actually recorded a movie room tour of this room. And I never posted it for some reason.
Okay.
So I need to kind of clean things up and maybe make another one of those just to show off. Like, but yeah, the recliners are like right here. Like,
Okay.
I don't have that desk setup space. Anytime I make a video or just hang out, I have to put up like a foldable table, put some books
That's
up here,
okay.
and so
We don't know any different. We just see
yeah,
you talking to us. So, no, I've seen. So that probably was the old place. And I saw where you had the
yeah,
setup. So you have those recliners. So is this the room where you're sitting right now? Is this the room you usually take a movie in? If you're going to watch a movie at your place, is this where
yeah,
you? Yeah.
yeah. So I have the recliners here to my left, and I have the
Yeah.
TV to my right, and yeah, It's kind of messy right now. Otherwise,
Oh
I'd show
no,
it
no, no!
off.
I'm not, hey, believe me, I'm not going to make you do that because if I circle my room right now, it looks a lot different than what you see right here. Like that's every single person that has a camera, like showing anything. The other side of the camera, it's a little different. So no, I won't make you do that. But I just didn't know, like, so this is your main viewing space. Like, if you're going to watch a movie, this is where you're going to be at.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
like exactly. Throw on a movie tonight. I'll kick back here, the recliners, hang
Yeah.
out. So it's a cool little vibe I got going. I like it. I'm happy with it.
Oh, it's awesome. Like, you don't have to have a huge space or a huge screen or anything. Like, if you just have like a nice space where you can just, this is where I can like kick back and watch a movie. Like, oh,
Yeah,
that's great to have uh, it's very fortunate to be able to have a space like that you can jump into and check
yeah,
things out.
for sure. It's the best, man. I feel like, especially after a long day and you're
Oh
just like
yeah,
been on your feet all day and you just finally, turn the lights off, throw on a movie and kick back. And it's like, oh, yeah,
yeah.
this is good. That's my, like, oh, that's my safe space.
I'm right there with you, man. There's so many times, and yeah, we have no shortage of movies that we still need to watch. So it's kind of nice to be able to have a spot to like throw it in and check those out. But so besides like trying to crack down on your Criterion movies, do you get out to the theater too much anymore, or
Uh,
is it are you mostly home viewing?
Occasionally, like mostly home viewing.
Yeah,
The theater, not as much unless it's like a big one that oh yeah, this has to be in theaters,
yeah.
or want my daughter, just a little family get night out or whatever. But yeah, mostly at home. um I think the last one I saw in theaters was I took my daughter to see The Wild Robot.
Oh, I've heard so many good things about that. I've not seen that yet.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
definitely recommend it. I she enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. And then before that, I think it was like Deadpool and Wolverine, if I'm not mistaken.
I still need to watch
So
that one too, actually. I'm
it's
bad.
it's a
So
good time. It's a good
yeah,
time. I mean,
yeah.
you can always get the $60 steel book.
Yeah, like we were talking about, I'm probably gonna hold off on that one. I want something a little bit lower than that, but yeah, I still need to watch that one at some point for sure. But
Yeah,
I know it'll
I
be
don't
a good
blame you.
time.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And then Alien Romulus was another one just came to mind.
Oh
So
yeah.
yeah, so like the big ones that, yeah, I wish I can get out more and see more of those like independent films and things like that. But
Yeah.
just, it's more like of a time and money thing that
Oh
I wish
sure.
I could support those, but just realistically, like, not in that position right now with
Oh.
scheduling and all that. But yeah, man, I wish. And I don't have any of like Regals near me. I know they do that whole like Regal Unlimited,
Oh, I don't have anything like that
which,
either.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have any of that stuff. So
Yeah. No, I don't either. I do not either. I was gonna jump through here just real quick, but Skolder was saying Amazon not price matching everything held me back previous Criterion sale. Thanks, Uncle Bezo, for thinking about my wallet. So yeah, I guess I didn't jump into that too much, but Jeff was saying honestly, most of the big channels have full-time jobs as well.
yeah,
Yeah, they just still do better than me. But
we all got to support our hobby somehow.
yeah, exactly. The mic does help, but a good mic is only about a buck
Buck
25.
25.
Yeah, well, it depends. Yeah, like you don't have to go crazy. I mean, it's easy to be like, oh, like Joe Rogan has this
Yeah,
$500,
yeah,
microphone. I should get that one. Believe me, I've fallen into that. I have not
yeah,
bought that, but believe me, I've looked at them.
yeah. And but if you think about it, like, he didn't get to where he was using that equipment. So
Exactly. Exactly. And if I'm doing it for fun and not getting paid for it, I probably should take that into consideration as well, right? All right, I'm going to jump through some of these. Sorry if I'm missing anything. We got Rich in here, Turner Fan 77 saying, "What's up, everyone?"
what's going
Hey,
on?
Rich. Let's see here. If I miss anybody's, like I said, don't get mad. I'm just trying to run through here because I'm trying to watch the time too. I don't want to keep you
Oh yeah,
too
you're good, man.
long
We can
as
we can go
well.
another like 15, 20 minutes.
Okay. Like I said, no worries either way. I just don't want to keep you too long. Oh, Gizmo. Sorry, I haven't talked to you a lot tonight, but I might have missed somebody, so I need to leave. See you around. Yep. Thanks for you're a funny guy. You're a funny guy. Thanks for jumping in and saying hi. Making me almost read something. Uh, everybody's saying hi. Rich was saying, "What's up, Gizmo?" So with the collecting, I know we've pretty much talked about this before, but I'm just saying, not to go back over it, but I know my buying has changed a lot this year, but it has not. Um, it hasn't stopped me from wanting to collect things, but I'm just being way more selective about what I'm grabbing. And I didn't know, like, do you feel same with you? You're still excited about collecting and having things in the, putting some new stuff on the shelf, but just maybe being choosier about what you're grabbing, or how do you feel
Yeah,
about the whole thing?
yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like in the past I would just buy like anything that even remotely interests me. Like, oh, that looks good. That
Yeah.
has cool artwork. Let me get that. But now it's like, no, it's like I said, it's really come down like maybe one to five movies a month, if that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. Like, if I were to say, okay, what's my criteria for buying a movie? Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
it's just kind of like, I just know. Okay, like yes, I need that. Like Trick or Treat, for example. Trick or Treat was announced. Like, oh, that's
That's
sick
nice.
art. That's sick artwork.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great movie. I love that movie. I'm getting that.
Yeah.
Um, another one recently, like You're Next. I didn't love the movie. It was like it was fine. It was fun. Didn't need to own it, but Second Sight, oh, it's a nice box set, man. That looks so cool. Like I want that. So I could afford it at the time, so I bought it. And and it's not always about artwork or boutique. Sometimes it's just a random Blu-ray. Like, oh, I've heard good things about this movie. Like I Game Night is an example. I know the 4K just came out,
Oh yeah, I have
but
the Blu-ray of that. Yeah.
that was one where I was like, I was at this secondhand video store, and it was like, you know what? That's incorrect. I just got it off Amazon without even realizing the 4K was coming,
Yeah.
which is weird. But um, Game Night, like I remember seeing that years ago. I liked it. I've heard people talk about it recently for some reason. It's been brought up. I want that. Like I want to own it and check it out again. And just a random Blu-ray off Amazon, So it'll just be like I just know, like I just sometimes I just want certain movies in my collection, and
Yeah.
it's kind of how it goes. Yeah, I don't have like a checklist or anything.
Yeah. I wish I had more of a checklist, but I'm like that too, where it's just kind of like, yeah, I'll go for that, or no, I won't. But I don't have a big game plan with it. But um, I guess talking with you, I know we're at different spots with our family, but having younger ones around, do you get excited about any movies that you had a good connection with that you can't wait to introduce them to, to like, oh, I'll this will be the first time I get to sit down and watch this movie with them, or
Yeah,
whatever.
I that's a good question. Yeah, I think like I love introducing her to movies, and just taking her to the movies is a fun thing for us, especially now that she's old enough to sit through a movie. It's fun
Right.
to like take her to the theater.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I've showed her like the classic Disney, like Lion King. Like she knows those. Like she's familiar with those. I can't wait till she gets a little bit older so we can start watching. I can introduce her more to, show her something like Gremlins, for example, or
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
right now I feel like she's still a little too young for that. It might
Oh
freak
yeah.
her out, but
Yeah.
just to have fun with it, because like we walked into Spirit and she saw like a little Gremlin toy, like a
Yeah.
little, I don't know what exactly what she wanted. It's just because it looked cute to her, she doesn't know
Yeah.
what that is.
Yeah.
So I got it for her, and I told her like, oh, that's Gizmo, and she plays with it. But like I want her to see the movie now, you know what I mean? But it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so I kind of want her to like, I want to show her those. Like I can't wait to maybe pop in like a Blu-ray with her and just
Yeah.
watch these more, I guess, mature movies. I don't know, like it's just what at random, maybe even some horror.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so that's why I was kind of asking it. Where I remember like there's certain movies maybe were milestone movies for you. You hit them at certain points and they made an impact on you. And to have that moment where you get to share that, with your kid and see them take it in for the first time. So, uh, no, I can see that. But in that could, like you said, there could be many movies, but not right now. Like maybe a
Yeah,
couple
later
years
on
down the
down the
road,
road.
kind of a thing. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Um,
right now she just mostly watches like obviously like the kid friendly movies. It's
yeah.
like I don't even feel comfortable showing her things like Paranorman. I don't know if you've seen that one.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
But that's
like
okay.
she's because
At the
yeah,
right
she's only
age.
yeah. So she's just sticking to like the Toy Stories, the Lion
Yeah.
Kings, the Cinderellas. She loves all those like that I grew up watching. So
Yeah.
that's fun. It's fun to show her those and like especially like those older ones like Fox and the Hound. Like she sat through that one and that was cool. Watching her reaction and like asking questions about them. Like so it's fun. It's fun for sure.
So do you do movie nights at the house with the family, or is it just kind of random? Like if things come up.
Yeah, it's just kind of random. Like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like we're already, it's early enough. It's a school night or whatever. Let's throw a movie on. Like the other day we were just randomly just started watching Doctor Dolittle,
Oh yeah.
and she was kind of bored by it at first, but like because it was just a bunch of humans talking.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like what's like why'd
Let's
you
get
put
the
this
cool
movie?
stuff going.
Yeah, it's like but like once like the animals came in, she was into it. So
Oh,
yeah, that
very
was
cool.
fun. Yeah. Was there like for you, was there movies like that you showed your kids for the first time that you were really excited about, like kind of the same way?
There was one that I started watching with them. It probably wasn't the only one, but I always had a lot of fun memories going to the theater with my kids. That was something that I always did a lot growing up. Before streaming and everything, it just that was a thing to do a lot of times. Go to the movies and watch something. Uh, One that I got into, and I'll still watch. I think they probably don't watch it too much anymore, but I still hang on to it. But it was A Nightmare Before Christmas. So this time of year, that was one I remember seeing in the theater when I was younger with a bunch of friends, and funny enough, I didn't care for it a whole lot the first time I saw it when I went out to do that, but they got older, and that was one that we kind of introduced them to, where it kind of gets some spooky stuff, but when they weren't too young, but they got older and they got into it. But then it's kind of funny where they've kind of grown out of it. I don't know if they'll ever go back to it or not, but I still go back and watch it, even though they're probably too old. But that was one that I remember watching quite a bit with them.
That's one that sorry, I got like a
No, you're
coughing
good.
attack when I was
No, you take your time. You take your time.
went down the wrong pipe there.
Yeah,
No, but that's funny because I wasn't a huge fan of that one either. Um, but I showed it to her, and she's like, she knows the characters.
yeah,
We listen to the songs, like especially like this time of
yeah,
year, she'll like ask me to play like the soundtrack for her, and it's
yeah.
so it is a little like I don't know. I was iffy about that one. Like there's some characters in there that are kind of freaky, but
I agree. There's some
um,
stuff in there where I'm like, ah. So we didn't show that to them. They weren't really young when they saw that, but they were younger. But um, yeah, you kind of, I don't know, with some of those, you kind of test the water a little bit. You kind of put it out there. If it doesn't look like it's going over really well, you can stop the movie and do something else.
yeah,
But that was one we waited a little longer, but we got into that. But like uh I'll probably be watching it all by myself this year, but they're older and out of the house, and they probably don't think too much about it anymore. But I could see that's gonna be one I'll probably watch, here
yeah,
again
man.
in October. But
Yeah, and that's another thing. Like I want to do like another watch along. So
yeah.
if you're ever down for a watch along,
Oh,
let me know.
dude, I
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, obviously a movie that we've seen, it's that
yeah,
way, but that'd be pretty cool. So
I would do that in a heartbeat, man.
yeah, I know. I talked to Laren actually about doing one with him
Oh
next month.
yeah.
So maybe I mean if you'd be down, we could definitely
Oh yeah.
room for
Yeah.
one more on that.
Yeah, if you're doing one and you want somebody to jump on your channel, I'd do that for sure too. I've had him on mine for a few watch alongs as well, and yeah, they're fun. I always those are one things that I have fun doing them, but it's kind of one of those figuring out what you're supposed to do, doing during the watch along, like how much to
Yeah.
talk or how much not to talk. And I had fun. I've had fun doing the few that I've done, but it's kind of like when you're trying this whole thing out, doing YouTube and everything. It's like, I don't know. It's figuring out, like, do I talk? Do I be quiet for a little bit? Or, you're like, what do I do
Yeah.
in some of these spots? And, but no, I'd totally do that. But yeah, he was fun to do. And we've had a few people in here tonight too. Tiana and Johnny and Jeff. I've done some fun live streams with them.
Yeah.
It's good to hang
It's
out and do
awesome.
that.
Yeah, those are some people I need to kind of talk to a little more on here, like through
yeah.
YouTube and Instagram. Like I made a post on Instagram like not too long ago about just, I don't know. It was like a moment where I was just like, like I really appreciate everybody who like follows me and likes my posts or just reaches out. It's like, those you have some moments where you just like you get really deep in your thoughts.
Yeah.
Like I had one of those moments and I was like just thinking about, and I was seeing some people, on Instagram, YouTube that were like meeting up in person. I was just thinking, like,
I've been lucky enough to do that a couple times. Yeah.
yeah, I seen that, and I was just like, man, that's really cool. Like, I wish I had that opportunity to meet up with some of these cool people that I've met, through here. So I just made a post like, I forgot what I said exactly, but just basically like, I know I'm not the best at like commenting on people's posts or videos, and like I normally just watch and like, oh, okay, cool, like whatever, but
yeah.
Just like being appreciative of everyone who just has been around, just been around, because I consider everyone like like maybe not like, I don't know, I know we're not best friends, but we've got to know each other, and I appreciate their like friendships.
Enjoy
like,
each other's
yeah,
company.
yeah, exactly. So but yeah, that's what I'm saying, just getting better at like communicating and reaching out for sure, and just bringing people on like my channel as well, for watch alongs and whatever kind of videos.
I try to get better with that too, because I think, and I'm not going to speak for you, but like there's some of the times where I almost get like amazed when somebody wants me to be on their channel, or when I ask them to be on mine, they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to, like it throws me off a little bit, but in a good way. But it's like, it's kind of cool and I think it's helped me out a lot too, where I don't know. I think we all can be like selectively introverted, and this gets you out of that box a little bit and talking with different people. And when you got a common interest, that helps open it up and have some of these conversations. And
absolutely. Well, don't sell yourself short, man. You're a good guy, and I remember like thinking about that 50s stream. I was like thinking of people, and you popped into my head, and I was like, yeah, man, this guy. I think you were relatively new to making videos at that point.
Oh, I'm still new. I'll still say I'm still new, and I don't take offense to that. I'm still new.
so I was like, yeah, man, he seems like a good guy. I wanted to maybe reach out and just kind of hang out for a bit. So that was fun. Yeah.
I appreciate that. And that's what's cool. I need to be better about that too. Like reaching out to people and doing the things I tried, but yeah. But that's the cool thing about this. You run into new people and talk about these things. And I had a blast on that. And that was a fun time. And like, that was the first time. So it was like you, Alex, and John. Yeah. And this first time, and I think I'd seen all of you before on your own videos, but that was the first time being on a live stream talking to you all. But it didn't feel like that. Like it, like exactly. We all just started talking, and it felt very natural, and it's cool when you can have that.
Yeah, it was fun, and I watched several good movies based on that stream, so it was fun time. Like
I still got some good recommendations. I got some on my like to buy list, but like how that goes.
Yeah,
but I haven't bought them all. But yeah, there were some really good recommendations off of that one.
Yeah, I think
do you have anything that pops in your mind that was like and if you don't, I don't mean to put you on the spot, so it's okay, because I can't think of a ton either. But
no, I know that one of my goals was to watch at least one from each of your recommendations.
Yeah.
And I just don't remember which one I saw.
Oh, that's
from
okay.
your list. I know I saw one of them was Gun Crazy, but I think that was one of Alex's picks.
That wasn't mine, but that was one I've heard about a
Um,
lot, and I
you know,
need to watch that one still.
you know
Yeah.
what I think? I think did you recommend was it The Big Heat? Is it
Yeah. Well,
Big
that
Heat?
probably was one of mine,
That might have
or
been one of
that's
yours.
one I know I really like anyway.
Okay,
But
so then that might have been one of your recommendations. I did
watch
watch
it'll be
that
somebody
one.
else's, and I'm claiming it.
I'm pretty sure it was yours. But I don't
Okay,
know.
that is
Go
one I
back.
like a lot. That's a good
Um,
one.
yeah, so I did watch that one. I enjoyed it. It was really good.
Yeah, no, I
Glenn
enjoyed that.
Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, so good.
Yep. No, that's a good one for sure. So, do you find a lot? And I know I'll start reeling it in here. I know I'm hitting the time probably here a bit, but have you enjoyed, like, I won't say what I'm thinking on this one. I don't want to steer you one way, but when you've gotten into talking to people on YouTube and doing this whole thing, have you found yourself digging into different eras of movies or different genres that than what you normally had watched, and it's been a eye-opening experience, like you've like, oh wow, I didn't know this was there, and got into
Oh yeah, for
something.
sure. I think like a lot of things factor into like that discovery. Like obviously talking to people like we were talking about earlier, just different backgrounds,
Yeah,
different points of view, and just hearing their opinions, and then just watching other channels, recommendations, and then just collecting in general. Just oh, what's this boutique label about? Or
right.
Criterion, just really putting out like older, more obscure films, and just discovering that way, and just like so many different ways of discovering film. But yeah, YouTube definitely has played a role in just like having those conversations with different people, and then just talking about movies that I've never heard of, like
Yeah,
and then it's always fun for sure. So it's just like a lifelong journey,
absolutely.
film discovery. It's fun, and it's a never ending process, but it's a fun one.
That's a great way to put it. And I'm going to say too, where me talking with people on YouTube, there's so many. So talking about '50s movies, there's a lot of those. I don't know if I would have gone out and watched before I started meeting people on
Yeah.
YouTube. So before we did that live stream, like, there would have been a point in time where you would have reached out, like said, "Hey, Corey, I don't know you. Let's talk about 50 movies," and I'll be like, "I don't know 50s movies, but
I didn't either. I still
I
don't.
but you know more than what you did before.
Yeah, true.
It's like you said, it's a continually, you're growing the whole time
Yeah.
when
And
you're,
what's crazy is I haven't really even watched many 50s movies since then. Like that's the thing. Like there's so much
but that's
cinema
okay. Yeah,
out
that's
there.
okay.
Like yeah, there's so many movies and genres and decades. Like right now I'm horror and I'm discovering horror. We were talking earlier about okay, what's on your watch list? I'm gonna watch Dawn of the Dead, never seen it. Gonna watch the original Amityville Horror, never seen it. These are like classics in the
Yeah,
horror genre. But it's like that's what I'm kind of focusing on right now. A couple
yeah.
of months ago it was 50s. Maybe next month I'm gonna start watching my stack of 70s. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like this like never ending just process, like I was saying.
But that's what keeps it fresh. Like, it's
Yeah.
so different. Like, because I mean, man, since you're watching all these, if you watch a movie from the '50s to the '70s, '80s, '90s to today, or then a horror or a drama or whatever, like, you got so many different styles of storytelling that it just keeps it fresh. I don't know. It mixes it up, and probably what keeps us all keep coming back for more of it, right? But
Yeah, exactly, man.
so I know we're hitting the time. I want to be
Yeah, yeah. I guess if
aware
you
of
want to
it.
just run through like a last few comments,
Okay.
then we could just wrap it up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not rushing anything, but I just want to be um
Yeah, let's thank the people for coming out.
yeah, absolutely. But I also want to just be aware of your time and everything. So I appreciate hanging out tonight.
Yeah,
But
it was fun, man. Thanks for
yeah,
letting me
absolutely.
on here.
I appreciate you coming on. But Jeff was saying I've only done watch alongs with Corey and my oldest kid, and they're so much fun. Yep. Yeah, I have fun with them, but I'm like, am I doing this the right way? Do you ever have that
There's
feeling
not,
when you're
yeah.
doing some of these? Like,
There's
am
no
I?
right way though. The
Yeah,
right way
right.
is the way that you want to do it. It's your channel, and
I know, but that's where get self-conscious, and I'm like,
Yeah.
am I doing this right? Am
Yeah.
I
I
doing this
think I
right?
think when I did one with Halloween. I think we're just talking the whole time
Yeah, but
about
if
the
people are
movie,
tuning
obviously.
in,
But yeah,
yeah. But if people are tuning in, they're having a good time with it. But I see a lot of back and forth saying highs. Johnny was saying Tiana needs to descend from her tower in the Great White North and mingle with us common folk. So she's from Canada. I'm
yeah.
assuming that's what he's throwing out there. But um, people laughing about that. I'm going to run through here real quick. We got Bob in here. Hey, Bob. So this is what Nikki has been listening to. Hey,
What's going on, Bob?
Bob, she's got to drop in here once in a while and help us little folks out once in a while. So, so good to see you, Bob. Bob was saying, "Hey, Eddie, hope you've been doing well."
Thanks, man. Yeah, doing good, man. Thanks.
I'm gonna run through some of a lot of highs back and forth. So,
Uh,
I think I'm.
I just want to. I
Oh,
think I
go
seen
for it.
Johnny's real quick. Johnny's
Yeah.
comment. He was asking like which Don I haven't seen. It's the original Romero Don, so I'll be watching that. The remake
Okay.
is awesome. I love the remake, but hopefully I love this one just as much. But we'll see.
Sorry, I probably missed that one when I was flying through. But so you've seen the
But
remake, but not the
yeah,
original, and
yeah,
that's what you're gonna hit here.
yeah. I have the DVD, so I'll be watching the dusty DVD that I found at a half price books.
Hey, you still get to see the movie, right?
Yeah.
You still can see the movie. Oh, Prince was jumping in here. I see that. Still tough on the
Oh
movie.
yeah, we got to give
Villain
him that one
question.
last answer,
We
and
got
then
to
we
give
can.
you.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
to give you
Okay.
one, Prince.
All right. Yeah.
I even got to think if I'm gonna say
I
something.
mean, I probably not the best ever, but some of my from my childhood, Green Goblin from the Spider-Man
Oh yeah,
movies.
yeah.
He was Willem Dafoe, just kills it. Um, a more recent film that I discovered in the last couple of years, Christoph Waltz, Inglorious Bastards, just
Nice. Yep.
freaking amazing performance, underrated actor. Those are my two. I'll go with those two for right now.
Okay. The one I'm going to throw out, and whether this is really what you're thinking about for villains, but I'm going to throw out for my villain is one movie that I can go back to time and time again is Shawshank Redemption and The Warden.
Ooh, okay.
And Shawshank, I'm going to say he's one of my villains that, to me, he's a pretty bad villain. Some of the stuff he pulls in that. So
need to rewatch that one, but yeah, I remember.
I'll go with that. I know some people say that one's pulled out too often as a movie to talk about, but
Classic.
I'm trying to see if I should read this one or not. But Gizmo, I'm just gonna say hi. I don't know if I should read that one or not, but you always like to put me on the spot. I have a hard time reading and keeping up with everything. But so Eddie, I put in the description of this video your YouTube and your Instagram channel, so people can go out and find you on that. And Letterboxd.
Thanks.
I guess I have your Letterboxd too.
Cool. Thank you, man. Appreciate
as long
it.
as you're good with that being out there.
Yeah. It's all good, man. All good. Thank you. Yeah.
No pressure on this. I know you said you're kind of playing it by ear with anything, but do you have anything coming up, whether your channel or anybody else's that you're kind of thinking about, or just kind of hold tight and you'll have something you'll announce when you're ready for it?
Yeah. More than likely, like I said, Criterion sale coming up, so probably some Criterion, hopefully a Criterion trip, probably definitely a haul video, just maybe some recommendations, that sort of thing. Soon after, date to be determined, the 70s best of the 70s live stream with a couple of guests, again to be determined. And maybe another one of those videos where I'm kind of just talking about collecting and the things that collectors deal with, space, budgeting, whatever, just kind of things that we can all relate to.
That's the thing. I think those things can click because it's something that every single person that, whether it's one or 1,000 movies they collect and enjoy movies, I think those are some common topics that a lot of us can relate to, and tune in to listen to what you have to say about it.
Yeah, that's true. Hopefully those coming soon, so stay tuned.
No, very good. Well, I tell you what, I've kept you probably long enough for tonight. I've had a great time.
Yeah,
Um,
same,
I,
same.
I was going to say, I hope you did as well. We'll have to do this again. Um, if you don't mind holding on for just a moment after we go off live,
Yeah, yeah,
just
for
hang on
sure.
for a second. But I'll say, we've said this before. I know I didn't hit every chat tonight. It's not on purpose, but I only can do so much. I'm human and I miss things, and I only can keep up with so much, and my brain can talk and read things at a certain pace. So, but anybody, if I missed anything, it's not on purpose, but anybody that's been in here tonight for the long haul or for a little bit of it, I always say, or coming back for a replay of this, I appreciate it. And I know Eddie does as well. This is why we do these things. It's fun to be able to hang out and to connect with people on this. So thank you so much for this. We love you. I always love hanging out with all of you. And yeah, so we're going to sign off for tonight. I appreciate it. Eddie, hang on for just a second, but we'll say bye to everybody else as we
Yes,
go off the
sir.
live stream. But thank you all for coming out and making this a fun night. I hope you all have a great weekend.